Chapter 1. Land of Thunder, Cloud Shinobi Village. Fourth Raikage sat in the headquarters as the chief admiral and asked Mabui beside him anxiously, "Have all the ninjas from all villages gathered?" "Well, there are a total of 80,000 ninjas participating in this battle. They are divided into 5 main combat units. In addition, there are medical logistics units, perception units, surprise attack units, intelligence units, and so on." Fourth Raikage clenched his fists, slammed the table hard, and shouted imposingly, "This time, we must not let the bastards organized by Akatsuki succeed." Anoki echoed, "If Naruto and Killer Bee are captured in front of so many of us, then our collaboration will really be a joke." Tsunade asked curiously, "Raikage, is your arrangement on Turtle Island okay?" Fourth Raikage nodded and said, "Don't worry, I've already guarded Naruto secretly. And I also sent a small team to set up a barrier. Even if Naruto goes berserk, it is impossible to break through." Tsunade felt relieved. "That's good. I let Irika and the others watch." Anoki flew to the window with his arms folded, and listening to the increasingly fierce disputes outside, he said with a playful face, "Now, let's see how the young man with a heart as high as the sky can resolve the long-standing hatred accumulated in various villages." Gone, outside the headquarters, 80,000 ninjas gathered in the huge square. But, although these stand on the same front, the contradictions between them have not disappeared. Rock Shinobi looked at Gaara with disdain and whispered, "Is it really okay to let such a brat be the company captain?" Sand Shinobi retorted, "Master Gaara is not a brat. You don't know anything. Don't talk nonsense." The Rock Shinobi ninja choked back and said, "Of course I don't know. Who told him to be our enemy before?" Sand Shinobi ninja, "Humph, I'm the one. Whether you can be trusted or not is uncertain." At the same time, Konoha Shinobi fans are outraged that Tsunade once attacked Konoha, resulting in the death of Sarutobi Hiruzen. The Cloud Shinobi ninja was also furious at Sasuke for making a fuss about the 5 Kage talks, which caused Raikage to lose his arm. As the disputes and conflicts intensified, Gaara manipulated the sand to separate the ninjas who were pinched together. For the benefit of each village in each country, during the First to Third Long Wars, the ninjas hurt each other and hated each other. This hatred thirsts for strength, and I was born. I used to be hatred, power, and Jinchūriki. Moreover, I hated the world and human beings, and tried to destroy everything. Just like what the Akatsuki organization planned to do. Heard that, the ninjas who were making trouble below held their breaths and looked solemnly at Gaara, who was speaking. However, a ninja from Konoha stopped me. That man cried for me as an enemy. He regarded me as a friend who hurt me, and he saved me. We used to be enemies, but he is also a Jinchūriki, with the same pain in his body, and there is no grudge between the two who understand each other." Gaara yelled loudly, "There are no enemies here and now, because everyone bears the pain left by Akatsuki. Sand Shinobi, Rock Shinobi, Konoha, Mist Shinobi, Cloud Shinobi, none of these exist. There are only ninjas." As soon as this remark came out, the 80,000 ninja coalition suddenly realized that they were no longer involved in past grievances. Gaara continued to shout, "If you still can't forgive Sand Shinobi, cut off my head after the war." For a moment, the expression of the ninja alliance changed. "Now, the enemy is trying to take away the friend who saved me. Once the enemy gets him, the world will be over. I want to protect my friends and the world, but I'm too young and shallow to do such a thing. So, please give me a helping hand." The coalition troops were moved by Gaara's sincerity, and they raised their hands and shouted, "Serve yourself, Lord Gaara." Good. Just when everyone was united and planning to fight with Gaara, there was a huge roar in the sky. Ding. The viewing system is on. Relevant people are being pulled. Ding. The movie viewing chat room is opening. The sudden sound made the souls of tens of thousands of ninjas tremble, and the original excitement disappeared. They all took a deep breath. He raised his head and looked at the 2 huge screens that slowly appeared in midair. 2 extremely huge projection screens suddenly appeared above everyone's heads, one of which was framed with a white frame, and the other was framed with a black frame. At the same time, the same happened over the bases of Obito and Orochi. Headquarters, Fourth Raikage walked to the window with a face full of shock, looked at the screen suspended in midair, and asked bluffingly, "What's the situation outside? Hasn't Gaara finished boosting morale? What kind of plane is he flying again?" Anoki, "The material of this huge screen is not sand. It should not be Gaara's handwriting." Tsunade, "Viewing system? Could it be that Madara B********** D used Sharingan to do a trick to destroy our morale? This is not good." Nara Shikajiu frowned, thinking for a moment. Kaido. As far as I know, Madara has never used such ninja. Mabui, let's take a look again. No matter how powerful Madara is, it's impossible to be arrogant in front of the 80,000 ninja coalition. On the other side, Yakushi Kabuto summoned all the dirty ninjas, ready to start the most grand battlefield this time. But the huge screen that suddenly appeared made him nervous. He turned his head to look at Obito wearing a white mask and asked tentatively, "What are you doing? You want to win without fighting by playing a video?" Under the mask, Obito broke out in cold sweat, with a trace of fear in his eyes. It's just that he is still pretending to be calm. Kaido, according to plan, heard that Yakushi Kabuto knew that this was not Obito's work, so he simply suggested, "Wait for the war to start. I'm afraid it's a trick by the coalition forces." Also, Obito borrowed the donkey from the slope, but did not actually dispatch an army of 100,000 white Zetsu. While they were talking, lines of text and deafening voices appeared on the huge screen. Ding. Relevant personnel have been pulled. Ding. All personnel can consume chakra to speak in the movie-watching chat room, and can participate in the prize-winning question and answer session during the movie-watching process. Every quiz with prizes will give rewards to the top 3 lucky viewers who answered correctly. Prizes include but are not limited to ninjutsu, hidomajutsu, taijutsu, senjutsu, chakra quantity, blood succession limit, constitution, 6 paths artifact, property, resurrection chance, etc. I hope everyone can seize the opportunity. Remark 1. During the viewing period, the entire ninja world will prohibit any form of killing, and those who violate it will be forcibly obliterated by the system. 2. Everyone, every tailed beast, and every summoning beast can use their minds to link chat rooms and communicate with others barrier-free. 3. The soul of the deceased will also be pulled into the movie-watching chat group. Yakushi Kabuto looked at Obito, swallowed sharply and said, "I'm afraid the 4 battles will be aborted." Obito clenched his hands uncontrollably, then released them in relief and sighed. "I'll let White Zetsu do an experiment. If it really will be wiped out, then we can only give up. However, I will not give up on Project Tsuki no Mi." Yakushi Kabuto adjusted his glasses habitually and said, "The appearance of this movie viewing is also an opportunity for us. With so many rich rewards, we can definitely widen the gap in strength between us and the Ninja Alliance." Quick answer, I'm good at it. Don't. If it is true, this is a good thing for us. The war can be postponed and left to Naruto and Killer Bee. Allow more practice time. Yes. Master Raikage. After Mabui received the order, he hurried out. At this time, Tsunade connected to the movie viewing chat room with his thoughts and said to himself, "Chat room? You can also chat with dead people? This is so stupid. How can such a magical thing happen?" Jiraiya. Wow. Is it Tsunade? I miss you so much, Kato-dan. Tsunade? Nawaki? Sister, can you hear me? I'm Nawaki. Hashirama. The first one to speak is Katsuna. Our Konoha ninja. Tobarama. I won the bet. Beat me on the back. Tobarama. It's so pitiful. Obviously I didn't agree to bet with you which village's ninja spoke first. Chapter 2. Jiraiya? Senju Hashirama? When these dead ninjas are talking in the chat room, Tsunade was directly shocked, speechless. Even a seasoned and prudent ninja like Inoki couldn't help asking, "Is it really Lord Hashirama?" Senju Hashirama. Ahahaha, it's indeed me. I didn't expect to be able to talk to everyone all of a sudden. Hiss? All the ninja allied forces gasped. I didn't expect that the person I was talking to was really the legendary ninja god, Senju Hashirama. But what surprised them was that the tone of the ninja god was not as serious as expected. There's even a little bit of humor in it. Sudden, a very hockey voice came to everyone's minds, making people's hearts beat faster. Hashirama, why don't you care about these ants? Why don't you grab the chance of resurrection, and we will fight again? The Ninja Alliance was shocked again. People who can use this tone and tone to call first Hokage and treat everyone as ants, they can't think of anyone other than Uchiha Madara. Senju Tobarama. Damn Uchiha Madara, I will definitely not let you succeed. Wanna resurrect? Dream. Uchiha Madara. Joke. Do you think you can stop me? The emergence of the viewing system is just the stage tailored for me. Fourth Raikage. Wait. If Uchiha Madara is dead, who is the masked man who declared war on us? Terumi Mei. It seems that we have all been deceived by that fake Uchiha Madara. No wonder he is wearing a mask and dare not show it to others. Tsunade. No matter who it is, He is our enemy and must be defeated. Uchiha Madara. Oh, he actually launched the fourth great war in the ninja world. It seems that the plan is not very smooth, but it's not a big problem. The day I am resurrected will be the time when the plan is completed. Senju Hashirama. Madara, I don't know what the hell you're planning, but we are all dead, and we shouldn't cause any trouble to the younger generations. Stop spreading hatred. Anoki, Your Excellency Hashirama is right. Because of the threat of the masked man, we have to form a ninja coalition and unite everyone to resist together. Wu, is his strength so strong? Fourth Raikage, with his strength alone, he is no match for our 5 shadows, but he has captured the 7-tailed beasts. This is what we are afraid of. Third Raikage, AI, all the tail beasts in our village were also taken away? Killer Bee, no, no, no. Only Hachi and I are left in Cloud Shinobi Village. Oi, Ghost Lantern Huanyue. Who is the other surviving tailed beast? Terumi Mei, 9 tails at Konoha Village. Namikaze Minato. Looks like Naruto is fine, that's great. Luo Sha. So Shoha has been captured. Gaara may have. Gaara. Father, I've let you down. I'm still alive. Grandma Chio saved me. Wu, you juniors are still too careless. You were actually taken away by the enemy with 7-tailed beasts in one go. The balance of power has been broken. Anaji, my lord, what you said is true. So we are making amends. The appearance of the chat room made the Kaga-level bosses in the ninja world chat very happily, which made other juniors and weak ninjas hungry. After all, their chakra is limited, and it is impossible for them to speak freely like them. At this time, the sound of the viewing system resounded in each of their minds again. Ding. Watching content loading is complete. Ding. The video will be played soon. Ding. The countdown begins. 1 0 9 8. As the digital voice continued to decrease, the 2 huge screens suspended in midair were flickering with light, attracting everyone's attention. Then, the projection screen with a black border on the outside became gray, and the projection screen with a white border began to make a humming sound. 3, 2, 1. The movie viewing begins. The countdown was finally over, and the audience in Ninja World couldn't wait to raise their heads, staring at the screen intently. In Konoha Village, an old lady with gray hair and kind face shouted to the house, Obito, Xiaolin is here to pick you up. Obito hurriedly put on his shoes and shouted, Excuse me, Lin. I'll be right out. The grandma said with a smile, I really want to see my great-grandson soon, Obito. Obito is very speechless, helpless Kaido. Grandma, I'm only 5 years old. Lin excitedly urged, Obito, hurry up, the juvenile ninjutsu competition is about to start. In the competition, Obito overwhelmed everyone with his fire-style lighter technique, and once became the best performer among the participants. Lin kept applauding and said excitedly, Obito, you are amazing. Obito scratched his head and smiled Kaido. Hey, I'm not in a good state today, but looking at it this way, I'm sure to win. However, when Kakashi performed Earth-style Tubo technique, he directly won the first place with an overwhelming advantage, which made Obito very uncomfortable. Lin said sympathetically, What a pity, Obito. Obito gritted his teeth, stared at Kakashi, and secretly wrote down his name. The video on the white screen paused. The audience in the movie chat room just stayed where they were, especially someone. Kakashi. Isn't this Obito and Rin from childhood? My guy. Really? I don't remember. Kisame, you precious beast. It's just that you can't remember the appearance of your enemies, but you don't even remember your fellow villagers. Well, I'm starting to feel relieved. Deidara. I'm dying of laughter. This Obito is so funny. Can he know fire style? Can this little flame light a cigarette? Haiden. Obito? Never heard of it. Is this guy AD****K? Kakuzu. It's nothing more than a nobody, probably not as good as Kakashi. Scorpion. By the way, this Kakashi doesn't have sharp eyesight. Is Obito trying to show himself to others, so that Lin has a good impression of him? His appearance has completely robbed him of the limelight. Conan. Obito's grandma wants a great-grandson? Wait, Obito is only 5. Jiraiya. Old people are like this. I also want to see Naruto get married and have children soon. Naruto. Pervy Sage. I haven't found my other half yet. You are too anxious. Nagato. Brother, when I was fighting with you, the girl who has been protecting you to the death is not bad. She also took the initiative to confess to you. Naruto. You said Hinata? Kushina. What? There is a girl who confessed herself. Naruto. You have to seize the opportunity. Mom is someone who knows how much courage it takes for a girl to confess her love. Naruto. I see, Mom. Shikamaru. Naruto. Do you know who your mother is? Ino. Kushina. I seem to have heard this name somewhere. Akamichi Choza. She is the wife of 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato. Choji. Naruto calls Kushina his mother, and Kushina is 4th Hokage's wife, so Naruto isn't. Naruto. Yeah, my father is 4th Hokage. I just found out not too long ago. Sasuke. Little Sakura. Teeth. No way, Naruto. I always thought you were talking about being a Hokage, but you mean it. Shino. Naruto is Hokage's son? Sarutobi Hiruzen. That's right. Naruto is indeed the son of 4th Hokage, but I have been hiding it all the time to prevent the enemies of the Shursui family from coming to the door. But now that the 5 villages are united, the secret can no longer be hidden. It's necessary to tuck in. As soon as this remark came out, the people of Konoha village couldn't sit still. At the beginning, Naruto lived in Konoha with the identity of Nine Tails Demon Fox. If it wasn't for the order of 3rd Hokage to suppress it, they all wanted to secretly assassinate Naruto. Only, later, Naruto gained everyone's recognition through hard work. The villagers finally accepted him. But now, the exposure of the identity of the son of Naruto 4th Hokage made the scalps of ordinary residents and ninjas throughout Konoha tingle and sweat profusely. Turn out to be, Naruto was innocent from the beginning. He is the son of a hero. Mask shop owner. Oops, I threw the mask on Naruto's face. Paint store owner. This is embarrassing. I hacked Naruto a lot of money when he bought paint. Parents of students. When Naruto was walking on the road, I often scolded him behind his back and accused him. School teacher. Hey, I knew that Naruto is the son of Master 4th Hokage. I just gave him a little trouble, and I won't ignore Naruto all the time. Ichiraku. I didn't expect him to be Lord 4th Hokage's child. No wonder Naruto has shown his unique bravery and kindness since he was a child. The exposure of Naruto's real identity caused quite a stir in the chat room, but everyone quickly turned their attention to the white frame screen, and they were a little puzzled why childhood Obito was exposed on the screen. What's the meaning behind it? Chapter 3. Akatsuki Organization's Eastern Stronghold. Yakushi Kabuto habitually pushed his glasses after watching the video and asked Obito, "Can you see the purpose of the person behind this screen?" Seeing that Obito didn't reply, Yakushi Kabuto said to himself, "Do people in the Uchiha family like to pretend to be deep? Just got rid of Sasuke, the cold and aggressive king, and met the deep masked man again." But, after he regained his composure, surprised to find that Obito stood upright in the same place, as if he had been immobilized by someone. Yakushi Kabuto squinted his eyes and asked, "You seem to care about Lin in the video? Could it be that you know her?" Now, Obito has mixed feelings in his heart. Seeing Lin's innocent smile that day, dead memories began to attack him, and he couldn't help but shed a line of tears. Fortunately, the white mask covered his embarrassment, preventing Do from noticing the sadness in his eyes. "I don't know her well. However, regardless of the purpose of the screen appearance, I will carry out Project Tsuki no Mi." This time, Obito's tone was firmer than ever, as if swearing, because he couldn't wait to meet Lin in the world of infinite Tsukuyomi. At this time, the paused video on the white screen began to flicker again. Obito, Kakashi, Lin and others kicked the can. Relying on his excellent skills, he caught many people, but only one Kakashi remained. The companion must be saved. This is my style. Kakashi kicked Obito until his scalp became numb with more exquisite techniques, and was not caught by Obito even once. Finally, Kakashi praised, "So far, you are the only one who has not surrendered to me." Obito turned his head arrogantly and said, "Stop being self-righteous." The sun was setting, and the playmates all went back to their respective homes. Obito was very envious when he saw that their parents came to pick them up. "Grandma, do I look like my father or my mother?" Obito asked while eating. "Well, it's all like that. Your life was bought with the lives of your parents, so you can't let them down. Help others more." "Yeah." Obito nodded in agreement. In daily life, Obito regards helping others as his life creed, and will always spare no effort to help the elderly in the village. Konoha Shinobi's A. Kakashi was completely different from what I remembered when I was a child. Konoha Shinobi Participant B. Yeah, I really didn't expect Kakashi to be so loyal when he was a child. and he said that his companions must be saved. Nara Shurgyo. It seems that that incident had a great impact on Kakashi, and it changed his style. Naruto. What do you mean? Isn't Kakashi-sensei always enthusiastic and values his companions more than anyone else? Little Sakura. Yeah, when we met Zabuzen, he said that he would protect us even if he died. Ebisu. Actually, Kakashi was once called cold-blooded Kakashi, which means that he only has missions during missions, and he doesn't care about the lives of his companions at all. Shiranui Gunma. It's just cold-blooded, and some people say that he killed his companion. My guy, don't talk nonsense. Kakashi is definitely not that kind of person. Kakashi, it's okay, guy. My personality was really annoying at that time, and I did kill my companions, and they didn't spread rumors about me. Shikamaru. Choji. Impossible. Sensei Kakashi did not hesitate to die to save me during Pin's invasion. How could he kill his companions? Ino. Yeah. Teacher Kakashi is so gentle and kind. Definitely not that kind of person. Tooth. I don't believe it either. Kakashi's admission that he killed his companions really shocked people of Naruto's generation. After all, they can't imagine that Kakashi, who always appears when others need him most, will extend his butcher knife to his own people. But the shock that Kakashi brought to everyone was limited, and everyone quickly turned their attention to Obito. Because he is the protagonist in this video. Yuzuki Shien. Obito is really enthusiastic. I have seen him help the old lady with her luggage several times. Moonlight Gale. This is indeed the case. I have also encountered it. Gangziti. So, he was late for class not because he overslept, but because he was late helping the old man? Shinyue Azumo. It turns out that the clown is me. Unfortunately, I used to mock him for being late and not even looking for a reason. How could there be old people who need help every day? Aoba Yamashiro. No wonder he is so efficient when performing D-level missions. I thought he cheated and went through the back door. Lin. Hee. Obito is very popular with the elderly, because he will help the elderly even at the risk of failing the Chunin exam. Kakashi. I was wrong at the beginning, and then I realized that Obito was late for a reason. Namikaze Minato. Obito, the brash kid, is helpful and loves everyone in the village. If he doesn't die, he could even succeed me as Hokage. Konoha viewers were shocked by Minato's high evaluation, because the Palm Fan Clan emblem behind Obito's clothing proves that he is a member of the Uchiha clan, and the Uchiha clan is not popular in Konoha, and it is difficult to get everyone's recognition. But Minato says he is qualified to be Hokage. This makes the image of Obito stand up at once. Chapter 4. Seeing that the audience in the chat room spoke so highly of Obito, Uchiha Madara covered her mouth with her hands desperately for fear of laughing, because Obito, who is so pure in nature, is so cute when he is a child, and how annoying in the later stage. And all this, it was all caused by him. Madara is the protagonist of the exposed video Obito? This is interesting. When everyone knows that the enemy who started the Fourth War is Obito, their reaction will be very interesting. Ha 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 ha. At last, Uchiha Madara laughed uncontrollably. At this time, the screen with white borders dimmed, while the screen with black borders lit up. In Konoha village, Lin ran to the door of Obito's house and shouted, Obito, hurry up, the juvenile ninjutsu competition is going to be late. Obito tidied up his hairstyle, put on some flirty sunglasses and went downstairs, pinched Lin's chin frivolously and said, Sister Lin, I've been waiting for you for a long time. Come on, let me have a bite. Lin put her hands on her hips and pretended to be angry and said, Obito, why are you so unreasonable? I am older than you. You should call me sister. Obito put the sunglasses on top of his head, looked at a certain part of Lin with wide eyes, and said, It's not too big. Lin twisted Obito's waist fiercely with her hand, and said fiercely, If you do this again, I will ignore you. Don't be angry, I'll win the prize for you. Obito cheekily took Lin's hand and acted like a baby, and kept scratching Lin's palm with his fingers, making her laugh like a silver bell. Seeing that Lin was no longer angry, Obito kissed her fiercely, and then ran towards the match scene. Obito, you be asterisk 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 D, kiss me again. Don't run away. Lin raised her fist and chased after her. Inside the house, the gray-haired grandma said with a happy face, If things continue like this, I will see my great-grandson soon. During the competition, Obito put away his sloppy look just now, and sealed with both hands extremely seriously. Fire style, Heilongwo technique. I saw Obito suddenly spit out a huge fire dragon into the sky. Its terrifying momentum instantly shocked everyone present, and the judges all gave very positive comments. Little stars flashed in Lin's eyes, and she kept applauding. Obito, you are amazing. Obito stood on the stage and said triumphantly, if you let me kiss you again, I can use a more powerful fire style. Hearing this, Lin blushed and spat and said, Bah, you've been trying to take advantage of me all day long. Ignore you. At this moment, Kakashi, who was sitting on the tree branch, focused his eyes on Obito for a full minute and finally retracted his eyes and said secretly, even if I use Earth-style Tubo technique, I can't suppress him, and he seems to be even stronger ninjutsu. Uchiha Obito? I remember. Kakashi did not choose to enter, but left quietly. When the audience saw Lin appearing in front of Obito's house again, they also thought that there was a replay on the side of the black border screen. But they soon realized something was wrong. Obito's personality has changed drastically. He has become bold and shameless, always taking advantage of Lin. In just a few minutes of video, Obito just kissed Lin twice. If the video on the white screen shows Obito's honest and enthusiastic image, the video on the black screen is to set up the shameless image of Obito. Kakashi. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Obito is the kind of person with lust but no guts. Lin. I'm so ashamed. Anko. Obito, what are you doing? This is the obscene image in your dream. Shihi Hong. Why did Obito suddenly become a lecherous little gangster? Jiraiya. Hist. Obito's character is very suitable for me. I just like his shameless appearance. A man has to be lustful. Tsunade. You old rascal. You can't spit ivory out of a dog's mouth. Orochimaru. However, isn't this Obito's talent a little too high? Only 5 years old, can use the B-level ninjutsu Dragonfire technique. Uchiha Fugaku. I remember that Kid Obito is very talented, and he didn't open Sharingan when he participated in the third battle. Uchiha Rice Fire. I have tested all members of the Uchiha clan. Obito's talent is very ordinary. It is not an exaggeration to say that he is the tail of the crane. Uchiha Yadai. If he can use Gyuhuo at the age of 5, then his ability to condense and control chakra is stronger than that of Shursui and Itachi in the same age group. Hataki Sakumo. To make Kakashi retreat without a fight, Obito is definitely a genius. Namikaze Minato. Obito, did you experience the video in the black border? Come out and explain. Kushina. That kid Obito remembers being very pushy. Why hasn't he come out to say a word for so long? It's really frustrating. Obito's non-response made the audience very distressed. Now, they can only label Obito in white screen as white Obito and Obito in black screen as black Obito. Thus, be able to distinguish correctly when discussing. At the same time, Obito looked at Hey Obito kept taking advantage of Lin. His jealous back molars were almost gnawed. It is no exaggeration to say, Black Obito's behavior was something he didn't even dare to do in his dreams. In his mind, Lin is sacred and inviolable. He clenched his fists tightly and thought to himself, damn it, you ruined my image in Lin's eyes. Don't let me have the opportunity to go to that world, or I will make you look good. Even if you look exactly like me, I will kill you. At this time, Yakushi Kabuto heard the masked man grinding his teeth there and comforted him. Don't tell me you're sore. It's just a kiss between little kids. If you want a woman, there's an Anko lying behind you. Obito glared at him coldly, and Kaido said in a cold tone, don't insult me. I don't like that kind of woman at all. Yakushi Kabuto spread his hands, speechless. Chapter 5. Although Black Obito likes to play hooligans, but his strength is impressive. To know, it's good enough for a 5-year-old kid to feel Chakra's presence, but Black Obito started to release ninjutsu. But that's not the point. The point is that Black Obito is at an age when his peers only know how to provoke girls to show their presence. He has already started to move his mouth to kiss. Obito walked up to Lin with the exquisite kunai won from the juvenile ninjutsu tournament and said, Lin, here it is for you. Lin hurriedly waved her hand and refused. How can this be? You have won it so hard. Obito's affectionate Kaido. No, if you hadn't been looking at me, urging me, and encouraging me, how could I have become so good? I can win the game because of you, and this prize is for you response. Lin's eyes were red when Obito's words moved her, and Kaido shyly said, I'm not as good as you. Obito suddenly grabbed Lin by the shoulder, looked her in the eyes and said, you are 10,000 times better than what I said. From now on, I want you to always be by my side and watch me all the time. Until I become a Hokage that day. Lin nodded and said with a smile. Okay, I will always watch you. Obito saw that the atmosphere was coming, and kissed Lin abruptly, and said with a smile, this is the promised kiss. Lin lightly hammered Obito's chest with her fist, and left as if fleeing. After Lin ran away, Kakashi suddenly appeared behind Obito, and said with a look of disgust, this is your usual way of taking advantage of little girls? It's really shameless. Obito snorted coldly and said, you know a hammer. Kakashi spoke again, provocatively, do you dare to compete? If you win, I will pretend that I have never seen you kiss a girl other than Lin. If you lose, you are not allowed in the village. Continue to play hooligans and ruin the village style. Obito frowned secretly. He didn't expect that the white-haired boy in front of him actually got hold of him. Lin was indeed not the only little girl he had kissed. If it was revealed, it would inevitably affect his affectionate image in Lin's heart. I accept this competition. Black soil. I can only say that this black Obito knows how to tease girls. Temari, the most important thing is that the image can be changed at any time. When it's time to be a hooligan, it's a hooligan. And when it's time to be serious, it's serious. Such a man does have a little bit of charm. Kankuro, you don't have a heartbeat, do you? Temari, fart. What I like is the kind of intellectual and mature boy, not someone like him who can only talk and talk. Choji, oh? Shikamaru is quite intellectual and mature. Shikamaru, hey, Choji, don't make fun of me. This is during a war. Killer Bee, Naruto, take out a piece of paper and write it down. It will help you find a wife in the future. Naruto, Tisich, what is he so proud of? Didn't he just kiss someone else, as if he had never kissed anyone before? Sasuke, Naruto, shut up. No one will treat you as dumb if you don't speak. Teeth, haha. Naruto didn't tell me, I forgot. He French kissed Sasuke in front of all of us. Shino, from a certain point of view, Naruto is much stronger than Black Obito. Kushina, Naruto, don't tell mom that you have a problem with your sexual orientation, although I almost married you and Sasuke at the time. But if you are both boys, this agreement will not work. Mikoto, was it on purpose or by accident? Itachi, if the person Sasuke likes is Naruto, it's not impossible. I already recognize Naruto. Naruto and Sasuke's kiss made the chat room audience laugh. But when Kakashi revealed that Lin Obito had kissed more than one girl, everyone couldn't laugh at all. Ebisu, Black Obito, you really deserve to die. Just one kiss, and you kissed other girls? Woohoo, I'm so sour. Asuma, damn, this guy is not only shameless, but also has many boats on his feet. Moonlight Gale, where's my knife? Might Guy, Kakashi, teach this womanizer a lesson and beat him. Kakashi, Obito, you are too much. You dare to deceive Lin's feelings. Faced with the condemnation in the chat room, the Obito people in the stronghold were numb. He never expected, hey Obito, that be D, who took advantage of Lin repeatedly, is actually in contact with several girls at the same time. This damn guy, I'm going to kill him. Faced with Obito's scolding, Yakushi Kabuto was taken aback. Why is the masked man who has always been prudent so abnormal today? He is gnashing his teeth and scolding each other. Could it be that he has been green before, so he can't see such a double-edged person? At this moment, a reminder sound appeared in the minds of the audience. Ding! Start the answering session with prizes. Question. Other than Lin, who else has Obito kissed? A. Mitarashi Enko B. Sunset Red C. Yuzuki Shien D. Shizen E. Tsunade F. Calamus, remarks, multiple choice questions. Chapter 6. The appearance of the quiz with prizes surprised everyone. They did not expect to have a chance to get rewards for watching movies. But, compared to getting rewards from this session, the women in Konoha village were already baring their teeth and claws with anger, and that posture was more fierce than a tigress. At the same time, there are also a few old men who can't sit still. Asuma, Moonlight Hate, and Kato-dan also express that they have something to say. After all, no one wants to have a green hat suddenly on their heads. Sarutobi Asuma, Obito, you know, I have always regarded you as a good brother. There is a saying that goes like this, a friend's wife, don't be bullied. Haiden, it's a friend's wife, you're welcome. Obito, if you're a man, kiss me in front of Asuma. Ha, I choose BCE blindly. Kakuzu, Haiden, are you a devil? You only choose women who have a relationship history. I'd better choose ADF. Kato-dan, Obito, I have no vengeance with you. And at the same time provoke my niece Shizune and girlfriend Tsunade. This is your fault. Kisame. You have been dead for decades, and you still want to occupy other people's feelings? You are too selfish. Scorpion. You said it, it's just a girlfriend. Besides, even if you are married, Tsunade can still divorce. A dead person must have the consciousness of being a dead person. I choose BCD. Deidara. Ha ha ha. If the Black Obito is not from the Uchiha family, I have to pull him to worship. It's really interesting. I choose DF Earlyin. Orochimaru. Jiraiya, how do you choose? I believe this question is a bonus question for you. Jiraiya. I want it all. A, B, C, D, F. Ebisu. Senior Jiraiya. The hero sees the same thing. I also choose A, B, C, D, F. Irika. Me too. A, B, C, D, F. Saratobi Hiruzen. Ahem. Take me one. The moment Konoha Sihuang's answer appeared, the answers of the entire chat room members were overshadowed. Small the pattern is small. When everyone hesitated to choose one or two answers, Jiraiya and others had already rushed to the standard answer. Is this the intuition of being a womanizer? So scary. And at this time, the screen on the black frame screen also moved again. Konoha Village First Training Ground. Obito looked at the confident Kakashi and said with a playful face, You said you saw me kissing other girls, then tell me the time and place first. Otherwise I have reason to suspect that you were tricking me. Kakashi thought that the guy in front of him was quite cautious and sneered. The afternoon before yesterday, you paid for a plate of 3-color meatballs and a bowl of Anko soup, and kissed Anko's face 10 times. Yesterday morning, when you were eating at the Ichiraka ramen shop, you kissed Ichiraka's forehead while Uncle Ichiraku wasn't looking. Also, you were in the bathhouse that day. Obito quickly stopped and shouted. Okay, you can directly say that the competition is ninjutsu or taijutsu. Kakashi, at the youth ninjutsu contest, you said that there are more powerful ninjutsu that are useless. I want to see it. Let's compare it with Geninja. However, before the battle, I will report myself first. My name is Hatake Kakashi, son of Konoha's White Fang. Obito moved his wrist and made a clicking sound. Kaido impatiently said, Stop talking nonsense. Let's fight directly. I saw Obito stretch out 2 fingers to form a seal of opposition with Kakashi, and directly started with the Great Fireball technique. A huge fireball burned towards Kakashi. Seeing this, Kakashi immediately slapped the ground and shouted, Earth style, earth wall technique. It's too late to say, then hurry up. Obito slammed the black sunglasses to the right side of the earth wall, and he himself shot out from the left side of the earth wall, hitting Kakashi directly in the face with an unexpected fist. Boom. Kakashi was pushed back a few meters. His eyes were full of shock. He didn't expect Obito's speed to be so fast that he didn't even know it. Seeing Obito approaching again, Kakashi once again swore, Earth style, Tubo technique. Rumbling, the whole ground is up and down like tidal waves. Obito is unable to stand still. Kakashi took the opportunity to distance himself. Obito stabilized his figure and shouted with seals, Fire style, Howlong fire technique. The huge dragon's head flames towards Kakashi. This time, Kakashi knew that the earth wall technique would definitely be irresistible, so he simply gave it a go and chose ninjutsu to hedge. Water style water shock wave technique. The moment the water and fire collided, a large amount of water vapor was created, covering the entire training ground. Just as Kakashi was out of breath, 3 fire dragons from different directions appeared in front of him again, and Obito's voice also reached his ears. This is a fire dragon bomb that is more powerful than Howlong fire technique. Let's get to know each other. Boom. After the smoke and fog dissipated, Kakashi, who was covered in scorched black, rolled his eyes. The black face towel on his face had been completely burnt, and he was breathing smoke from his mouth. You won. Obito picked up the sunglasses on the ground and put them on his face, walked up to Kakashi and said indignantly, Kakashi, I think you must have presbyopia. I, Obito, have always hated those people who are on 2 feet. How is it possible to do things that are promiscuous? Next time if you see a shameless person cheating on a girl, you must contact me in time. I am the most infatuated person. Then, Obito walked towards the house with a sassy pace. On the way, Obito thought to himself, It turns out that Kakashi only saw me kissing Anko and Iris, and he also knew about spying on Mrs. Tsunade in the bathhouse. So, the fact that I played house with Shizune, Shiyin, and Hong hasn't been discovered yet. Looks like you have to be more careful next time. There are too many people who are jealous of my female popularity. Chapter 7. At first I learned from Kakashi that Black Obito just secretly kissed Enko and Iris. The audience in the ninja world were not too angry. After all, this number is still within the acceptable range. And the fact that Black Obito defeated Hatake Kakashi, who was known as a genius, changed the perception of him. But the Konoha village audience went berserk once again when Black Obito mumbled to himself on the way home that he'd ed everyone. Orochimaru. Did Enko be fooled by a plate of meatballs and a bowl of Enko soup? It seems that Enko's greedy habit is the same in that world. Jiraiya. I'm wronged. Once in the bathhouse I didn't start peeping at Tsunade, and her fist hit me. Tsunade must have mistook Obito for me. Slapping Ichiraku. Eating my noodles and kissing my daughter? Never seen such a brazen person. Yuhi Jinhong. This Black Obito's talent and strength are really nothing to say, but this character is really not guaranteed. Kato Dan. How can the Uchiha clan be such a gentle scum? Uchiha Fugaku. We didn't know that Obito suddenly became a riot in that world. Just when everyone was still denouncing Black Obito's shameless behavior, a soul-touching voice appeared in the minds of everyone in the ninja world. Ding! The correct answer to this quiz is A, B, C, D, E, F. The top 3 correct answers are Jiraiya, Ebisu, Iruka. Congratulations to Jiraiya. Get a random reward. A set of beauty photo albums. Congratulations to Ebisu. Get a random reward. A white eye. Congratulations to Iruka. Get a random reward. Ninjutsu. Transcendence. F***K. The rewards will actually be given out. This moment, the rewards brought by the viewing system made everyone in the ninja world beat their chests, hating themselves for not thinking about Black Obito more shamelessly and why they didn't choose all the answers. Now, they are only greedy. Jiraiya. Wow. The beauty in this photo has a great figure, and now I have material for writing novels. Konohamaru. Everyone, be careful of Ebisu-sensei who wears sunglasses. Under his bed are books that are not suitable for children. After he gets the supercilious look, he will definitely spy on beautiful women. Ebisu. Konohamaru, you're insulting me, Konoha's best tutor, by saying that, after I have white eyes, I will step up patrols in Konoha to defend against enemies that come at any time. Hyuga Hayashi. Ebisu's character, I am still assured. He should not tarnish the value of supercilious eyes. Ebisu. That's natural, super loud. Iruka. Traveling? Ninjutsu that can be invisible? Great. I can go to the self-study classroom to catch those disobedient students. Jiraiya. Idiot. Learn to escape and go to the women's bathhouse to test the results as soon as possible. Iruka. After confirming that the rewards for the 3 of Jiraiya were successfully distributed, everyone in the ninja world was completely restless. Because this means that an ordinary ninja may also become a strong one after receiving rewards such as blood succession limit, physique, Sharingan, white eyes, taijutsu, chakra, etc. at the same time. The dead also realize that they still have the possibility of resurrection and can return to the ninja world to complete what they have time to do in the future. Uchiha Madara. Hashirama. I will definitely grab the chance to be resurrected. So, you'd better be more active in the future quizzes, otherwise I'm afraid I will be very lonely after resurrection. Senju Hashirama. Madara. We are all dead. Resurrecting will only bring trouble to the younger generation. Uchiha Madara. To tell you the truth, even without this viewing system, my resurrection is just around the corner. Senju Tobarama. Damn Uchiha Madara. What kind of conspiracy are you planning? What AB************ D if you don't stop after death? Brother, we have to answer the questions in the future. If you are not afraid of 10,000, you are afraid of it. Saratobi Asuma. Red. I will try my best to answer the questions. I don't want our future without father. Hyuga Hizashi. Niji, wait for me. Yitsong. I want revenge on those who deceived me. Bye. If I don't kill my lord again, I want to be resurrected and become your tool again. Taudi Zabuzi. Actually, I'm already dead. Deidara. That be ********** D Sasuke isn't dead yet, is he? I have to give him another taste of my Patrick art. When the dead were all energized to seize the opportunity to answer the questions to be resurrected, the black-framed screen went dark. Instead, the white-framed screen lit up. At the entrance ceremony, Obito was late again because of helping the elderly, but Lin helped him get the application form and said with a smile, I'll get this for you. Obito blushed and asked, mine? Lin nodded and said, well, as long as you submit these materials, you can enter the school smoothly. Obito clasped his hands together and said excitedly, you have helped me a lot. Thank you very much. Kakashi stood aside and taunted. I'm always used to him. His lateness will never change. On the way home, Obito raised his hand and shouted, Hatake Kakashi, I must defeat him and become Hokage. Lin encouraged from the side. Well said, come on. In school, Obito always competes with Kakashi, hoping to win Lin's attention. But he is not Kakashi's opponent in terms of reading or fighting, and often self-defeating, becoming Kakashi's foil. Looking at Lin's attention and gaze on Kakashi, Obito couldn't help but feel sad, and said to himself, when I activate Sharingan, I will definitely not lose to that guy. Chapter 8. After watching the way Black Obito and Lin get along, look at the way White Obito and Lin get along. Everyone in the ninja world thought of a word in unison. Lick the dog. While White Obito was still trying to get Lin's attention, Black Obito had already started to make moves. To be honest, this gap is really big, and Obito was too cautious in pursuing Lin, not bold enough at all. In class, dozing off was criticized by the teacher. During the shuriken assessment, he almost killed the instructor with a shuriken. In the taijutsu competition, Kakashi was pressed to the ground and rubbed. All kinds of behaviors caused by Obito to act like a clown in front of Lin, completely losing his personality charm. Deidara. Isn't it? Isn't it? What era is it? And you still use such a crude method to chase girls. If you want to gain a sense of presence, you don't have to be ugly all the time. Scorpion. One thing to say, Obito has time to compete with Kakashi here. It is better to improve his strength and plastic surgery. Compared with Kakashi, he is too far behind. Haiden. Obito really doesn't understand girls' minds. He's just a straight guy. Kakuzu. I suggest that he and Obito Black learn to learn. Picking up girls is also a skill. Conan. But this girl named Lin is really good. She has been protecting Obito and urging Obito. No wonder Obito likes her so much. Nagato. Yeah, like, you've been taking care of Yahiko? Yahiko. Hey Nagato. Where do I need Conan to take care of me? I? Nagato. Yahiko. I still remember when someone confessed to Conan. You watched secretly, like a thief. Akatsuki Organization's Eastern Stronghold. Obito saw that his former companion kept complaining to him, and he said that he was angry but couldn't express it. Actually, now he doesn't know that he used the wrong method when pursuing Lin. Girls don't come by chasing. It depends on attraction. But, at that time he couldn't help himself. I always want to show my good side in front of Lin, but the more you think about it, the more you will restrain your hands and feet, and finally become self-defeating and become a clown. If you give him another chance, he may temporarily suppress his liking for Lin, and strive to show the qualities that a man should have in front of Lin, such as being strong, brave, and responsible. He will not deliberately provoke Kakashi to prove himself, nor will he be so disappointed that he will cry, and then be comforted by Lin in turn. He will uphold his own pace and live out his own style. At this time, the picture on the white screen flickered again. Rain. In the classroom, Obito saw that Kakashi's seat was vacant all the time, and couldn't help asking Xiang Lin, why does Kakashi keep asking for leave recently? Lin. I heard that his father passed away. He must be feeling bad. At that time, Obito couldn't sense the emptiness in Kakashi's heart. He didn't know how much Hatake Tsukumo's death had changed Kakashi. Not long after that, Kakashi jumped to become Genin. Knowing that Kakashi became Genin, Obito ran to the bench in the small park in a daze, distressed by his own weakness. Lin noticed his emotional change and came to the park to comfort him, making Obito rekindle his fighting spirit and vowed to surpass Kakashi and become Hokage. On this day, Obito was walking on the road and heard rumors about Kakashi, and asked quickly, excuse me, is the person you were talking about Hatake Kakashi? Who are you? I am Kakashi's classmate at the ninja school. Obito Kaido. Are you friends? No, our relationship is not that good. Obito hesitated and said, that guy is annoying, right? In the same class as that person, it's impossible to carry out the mission. That kid, even if his teammates are injured or surrounded by the enemy, he will turn a blind eye and give priority to carrying out the mission. Who wants to be a teammate with this kind of person? I remind you, if you are a teammate with him in the future, be careful. Obito was shocked and couldn't believe that Kakashi would give priority to the task. When he kicked the can, he said the companion must be saved. This is my style. After school, Obito found Lin and asked about the death of Kakashi's father. But Lin also didn't know anything. On the way, he met Kakashi, who was sitting by the river in a daze, and said hello. Hey, Kakashi, how are you now? I heard a lot of comments about you, saying that you were doing great. Kakashi remains indifferent. Obito asked again, did you encounter difficulties? If you have something to worry about, I haven't fallen enough to need you to worry about me. Don't bother me, Kakashi said coldly to Kaido, and then left without looking back. Afterwards, Obito practiced Sanjiu in winter and Wufu in summer. He practiced ninjutsu and gymnastics hard, barely passed the graduation examination, and became a genin. It's just that he was late for the graduation ceremony because he was ambushed by the old lady. Lin first softly blamed him for knowingly committing a crime, then took Obito to the auditorium, then picked up Obito's graduation certificate and began to read it, and then solemnly handed it to Obito. Here, congratulations on your graduation. Obito was moved and burst into tears. Thank you, Lin. Although the other teachers and classmates are not here, I am happier than receiving the certificate from Grandpa Hokage. At the same time, when Obito learned that he and Lin were still in the same genin group, he cried out excitedly, Great, great! The white screen dimmed again, and this also marks the end of Obito's student career. Chapter 9. Weird Kakashi. From the screen video, although Obito is an emotional idiot, he is quite qualified as a friend. Although Kakashi is his rival in love, deadly enemy. But when Kakashi asked for leave and didn't come to class, and was gossiped by the villagers, Obito always saw it and took action. Although his consolation to Kakashi didn't help, it didn't make Kakashi feel better. But at least he tried. My guy. At that time I also wanted to enlighten Kakashi, but I was stupid. I could only have a duel with my youth. Ebisu. If I remember correctly, Kakashi became taciturn, stubborn and indifferent from that time on. Yurihong. We only saw the bright side of Kakashi becoming genin ahead of time, but didn't realize the loneliness and sadness in his heart. He is really unqualified classmate. Hataki Kakashi. No, it's actually my fault. I don't want to open my heart and communicate with everyone. Haruno Sakura. Ms. Kakashi has always been in a good state of mind. Did his father's death have such a big impact? What happened at that time? Vortex Naruto. By the way, I have never heard Mr. Kakashi mention his father. For a person as powerful as Mr. Kakashi, his father should be more famous, right? Nara Shikamaru. In the video playing Black Obito, Mr. Kakashi once proudly said that he is the son of Konoha's White Fangya. People with such titles are by no means ordinary people. Nara Shikahisa. You little ones, stop here. Don't mention anything about Senior White Fang. Kakashi has come out of the shadows. This is the best result, isn't it? Yamanaka Haichi. Let's focus on Obito. He is the main character. Uchiha Taijima. This guy by Obito is hopeless. He only moves once Lin tells him, and he always likes to sharpen his gun before the exam. Such a person will die when he goes to the battlefield. Uchiha Fugaku. Obito, I never forbid you to fall in love, but you have to bear the glory of our Uchiha clan. Is it so difficult to graduate smoothly? Uchiha Sasuke. The one at the end of the crane is really embarrassing to our family. Which one of our Uchiha members is not a man of the school? How come he withers? In my opinion, Black Obito is 100 times stronger than him. Uchiha Yatsushiro. Sasuke's words are not rough. White Obito is not as good as Black Obito except for his character and character. Setsuna Uchiha. Black Obito is what members of our Uchiha clan should look like. Akatsuki Organization's Eastern Stronghold. Obito saw Uchiha Yatsudai. Uchiha suddenly belittled himself and praised himself in the parallel world. His nose was almost crooked in anger. But, thinking that these guys from the Konoha police department killed themselves, his anger subsided a lot. Clown. How can I not be as good as Black Obito? That be D. Apart from being a hooligan. How is he better than me? As soon as Obito finished speaking, the screen with black border appears again. All the audience in the ninja world also became excited, and they had the opportunity to get rewards by answering questions again. On the day of the entrance ceremony, Obito completely forgot about this matter. By the time he went to apply for the admission application form, the school had already closed. However, there are a few girls standing at the gate of the school, looking around. The moment they saw Obito, they rushed over in a swarm. Lin shook the application form in front of Obito and said proudly, Obito, look, I got this for you. At this time, Anko, Yuihong, and Yuzuki Shiin were obviously displeased on their faces. Looking carefully, It turned out that they also had an extra admission application form in their hands. Suddenly, Kakashi jumped down from the tree trunk, picked up an admission application form and stuffed it directly into Obito's hand, and said in a cold tone, "Fill in the information on the form and you will be admitted." Obito looked at the application form in his hand and was a little confused. It is understandable for girls like Lin and Uchiha Hong to help him get the application form. After all, they are his confidant. But why is Kakashi so kind? Something is wrong with him. Kakashi seemed to notice the puzzlement in Obito's eyes and explained lightly, "I don't want to lose a rival in school." After speaking, Kakashi put his hands in his pockets and left without looking back. Obito spreads his hands, looking speechless. He threw Kakashi's application form casually and said to the 4 girls present, "Hey, whoever asks me to kiss, I will use whose application form." Hearing this, the 4 girls blushed, spat at him, and ran away. Seeing this, Obito quickly went up to grab Lin, who was the slowest runner, kissed her on the cheek suddenly, and asked wretchedly, "Sister Lin, don't you usually run fast? How did you run today? So slow? Is it intentional?" "How can I? If you talk nonsense again, I'll ignore you. Also, I'm older than you. Let me touch it? How dare you?" Lin put her hands on her hips and threatened with her chest puffed out, "Hurry up and fill out the form, or I'll complain to your grandma." Obito rubbed his nose and said in a low voice, "It's useless to complain. Her old man has long wanted to see her great-grandson." Finally, Obito quickly filled out the form and took Lin's weak and boneless little hand to Ganlagan to buy jujube cake and eat it. Chapter 10. Black Obito's Wrath. After watching Black Obito's video, the audience became more and more sympathetic to White Obito. Man, most afraid of comparison. They are all late for the entrance ceremony, but the treatment of Black Obito is much better than that of White Obito. Not only did 4 girls take the application form, even the aloof Kakashi got involved, for fear that Obito would not be able to go to school because he was late. In contrast to White Obito, after being late, Kakashi kept complaining and mocked him for not being qualified to be a ninja. Deidara, "Obito, are you there? May I ask how big is the shadow area in your heart now?" Scorpion, "Don't ask. He has become a pure clown now." Haiden, "It's not like I don't know, it's a surprise. This is called the gap between the enemy and us." Kakuzu, "White Obito can't even handle Lin, and Black Obito has several girls who are jealous of him." Haitu, "It's outrageous. They both have the same appearance, but by Obito was directly crushed in terms of flirting with girls." Samui, "This proves that personality charm is more important than appearance." Temari, "The most feared thing is that Black Obito kills both men and women. Even men can't escape his palm." Ino, "This? No wonder Mr. Kakashi's behavior." Kakashi, "Don't be too outrageous." Ebisu, "Black Obito, please put away that damn charm that has nowhere to be placed and leave something for everyone." But the most uncomfortable thing after watching this video is not Obito himself, it was Asuma, the 2 of Moonlight Hate. Because seeing Yui Hong and Yuzuki Shiyin have a secret love for Hei Obito is more uncomfortable than killing them. "Oh, sorry, they have been killed. Bitter wow." Ninja School, "Notice the wall. Might Guy is riding on top of his father looking for his name, but no matter how hard he tries to find the word Might Guy, he is so anxious that tears flow out." At this time, Obito was wearing sunglasses, walked to the notice wall with a step that no relatives recognized, and saw his name at a glance. "Sister Lin, did you see that? Brother's name is in the first row and first column." Lin had an excited expression on her face, as if Obito was more excited than she was admitted. "Really, Obito? You are amazing." Obito laughed and said, "Then why don't you reward me?" Lin blinked her eyes and asked, "What reward do you want? The premise is that it can't be too much." Obito showed a smirk, and was about to take advantage of Lin fiercely with his tongue out, but suddenly there were a few harsh voices from the crowd. "Hey, isn't this the father and son in the village who can only shout youth slogans? Just like this clown also came to participate in the ninja assessment. It's really embarrassing to watch. Don't you have any doubts about whether you can pass the exam? Don't look for it. You're not the type to be a ninja." Ha 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 ha. Hearing these words, Might Guy lowered his head in disappointment and said dejectedly, "Dad, why don't we go?" Might Guy encouraged, "Don't give up, believe in yourself, you will find it." Hearing this, the surrounding crowd laughed even more presumptuously, with contempt and disdain in their eyes. They directly regarded Might Guy and his son as a rare joke. Listening to the crowd laughing at Might Die and his son, Obito became serious, and there was no cynical look on his face anymore. Lin noticed Obito's change and asked puzzledly, "Obito, what's wrong with you?" Obito put the sunglasses on top of his head and said in a cold tone, "I hate the perpetrators the most. Why should they deny the value of that watermelon head?" As soon as this video ended, the prompt sound of the prize quiz appeared in the minds of everyone in the ninja world. Ding! Start the quiz with prizes. Question. In front of Lin, what would Obito do in extreme anger? A. Rely on the small shop, scold the perpetrator bloody. B. Jump up and punch the perpetrators a few times to make them shut up. C. There are many people on the opposite side, so turn around and leave. D. Instead of becoming a victim, it is better to join the team of perpetrators and follow them to mock Might Die and his son. E. Move with emotion and understand with reason. Let the perpetrator realize that his behavior is wrong. F. Beating and cursing at the perpetrator, using 2 prongs to break the darkness with thunder. Anoki, oh, I didn't expect this Black Obito to have a strong sense of justice. He actually wants to stand up for others. I choose E. Terumi Mei. I always thought he was the kind of person who had nothing to do with himself, but this time I was really wrong. He should be the kind of person who doesn't talk too much. I choose B. AI. I always feel that he is deliberately showing off in front of Lin, and there is a high probability that he will rely on Xiaobai. I choose A. Tsunade. It's really embarrassing for Konoha to have such a thing happen, but according to my understanding of the lewd Obito, there is a high probability that he is pretending to be X. I choose C. Gaara. Option D can be ruled out. I will choose F, although I know this answer is a bit outrageous. Uchiha Madara. Hashirama. See? The people you're trying to protect are just bullying and bullying the weak. If I were Black Obito, I'd choose B. Senju Hashirama. Hey, I don't want to see this kind of result. Senju Tobarama. Brother, now is not the time to blame yourself. Choose the answer quickly. I will choose E first. Kakashi. I choose F. It's my 7th sense. Might Guy. I didn't expect Black Obito to speak for me, so I'll choose F too. Chapter 11. Seeing Kuro Obito showing anger when facing the bully, all the audience in the ninja world were somewhat unexpected. Because, in their inherent impression, Black Obito only has beautiful women in his eyes, so how could he be interested in watermelon heads? But he really stopped when he was about to take advantage of Lin. As usual, he will never waste this rare opportunity. Morning. The longer Might Die and his son stay here, the harsher the laughter from the people around them will be. Suddenly, Obito walked up to the man who laughed the loudest with a dark face, jumped up and punched him hard on the chin. The man was knocked to the ground by a punch, looked at Obito in horror, and asked, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Of course I told you to shut up." Obito rode directly on the man and slapped him with a few big mouths. After a while, the man's face was swollen like a pig's head. Laugh? Aren't you pretty? Can you laugh? Sudden changes caused the surrounding crowd to disperse, and they looked away in fear, not daring to look directly at Obito's murderous eyes. Obito walked down from the man, pointed at the other laughers and cursed. Who the hell is laughing at this father and son behind their backs? I, Uchiha Obito, will slap your mouths. You guys are so hairy. You don't have the skills to fart. You just know how to talk about people behind your back, just like a coquettish old woman. If you have the ability to mock them here, why haven't you become ninjas to protect the village? If your names can be engraved on the memorial monument, I, Uchiha Obito, will kowtow to you every day. If you don't have the skills, hurry up and get the hell out of here. And stop being so ambiguous here. Who the hell doesn't accept it? Just challenge me here. Although Obito is only half the height of those adults, the aura he exudes is unrivaled. Wherever his gaze passes, the perpetrators all bow their heads. Among the crowd, Yuhi saw this scene with a strange look in her beautiful eyes. She stared at Obito and scolded everyone. At the same time, Kakashi also noticed Obito's behavior and thought to himself, "This guy, it seems that he is not just lustful." Facing Obito's swearing, the perpetrators couldn't laugh anymore, so they had to bite the bullet and say, "There is no need to be as knowledgeable as a child like you." After speaking, they left in a hurry. Afterwards, Might Die and Might Guy walked up to Obito to thank him for his righteous words. Obito glanced at Might Guy and said, "You're welcome. Just draw your sword to help when you see injustice. Besides, they don't even have the courage to become ninjas, so they don't deserve to mock you." On the way home, Lin took Obito's hand and gestured in high spirits. Wow, Obito. Do you know that you were so arrogant that you scolded those people bloody, but they didn't even dare to speak back? Just like the hero in my heart. Hearing this, Obito immediately put on a lewd expression, stuck out his tongue and licked his lips and asked, Then do you want to have a French kiss with your hero? Lin gave Obito a white look and asked, Obito, are you not afraid that they will beat you? What if they are stronger than you? Obito said disdainfully, I'm afraid they don't even have a ninja forehead protector, which means they are ordinary villagers. Moreover, I have repeatedly emphasized that I am from the Uchiha clan. Even if they can really beat me, they have to think about my back family. Of course, the most important thing is that I stand on the moral high ground. If they dare to touch me, I will turn around and go to the Hokage office to file a complaint. Lin suddenly looked at Obito with admiration and said, Obito, it's the first time I've discovered that you're so smart. Obito asked badly, Would you like to have a long talk and let you know my strengths and weaknesses? Lin is very simple. She doesn't know what he means at all. She tilts her head Kaido. I don't want it. I'm going home for lunch. See you tomorrow. Obito waved his hand and reluctantly said, See you tomorrow. When Lin disappeared from his sight, Obito didn't go home directly, but walked towards the field training ground. I saw that Obito started a series of ultra-high-intensity practice, not only practicing chakra, but also adding training such as ninjutsu, taijutsu, shuriken technique. And on the stone wall not far away, there are a few large characters crookedly carved, which can be seen as the work of Hey Obito. Genius is 1% talent plus 99% sweat. Shocked but shocked. Black Obito's performance in the face of the perpetrator is really eye-catching, and he just goes berserk when he goes up. What is more attractive than this? Certainly, it wasn't just Black Obito's strength that shocked everyone, as he had already proved in the competition with Kakashi. The most coquettish thing is, Black Obito also has a certain level of swearing, and the few people who directly slammed were speechless. Uchiha Madara. For some reason, I like the arrogant look of this kid more and more. We, the Uchiha family, must be crazy. Uchiha Fugaku. He seems to be arrogant and domineering, but he is thick and thin. He also knows how to use the name of our Uchiha clan to overwhelm those ordinary people. What a clever little ghost. Uchiha Shursui. Although his handling method is inappropriate, the starting point is good, and it is also for the sake of a more harmonious village. Hatake Tsukumo. How could Obito conduct such high-intensity training secretly? No wonder he is stronger than Kakashi. Hyuga Hayashi. I understand why the Uchiha clan had so many powerful ninjas at that time, because some people are obviously geniuses but still work hard. Nara Shurgyo. Although Black Obito is lustful and likes to take advantage of girls, he never forgets to practice and enhance his own strength. He knows that only by constantly improving himself can he be able to handle beautiful women with ease. Yamanaka Hai. If Obito had this kind of awareness, I'm afraid he would have chased Lin down long ago. After all, he is Lin's childhood sweetheart. Might die. To be honest, I am very grateful to Obito from the parallel world. His encouragement will definitely make Guy go further and further on the road of ninja. Chapter 12. Envious. Black Obito's performance in the face of the perpetrator is very impressive. Dare to show his sword in the face of injustice, he is indeed a contemporary hot-blooded boy. At the same time, according to a series of reactions from Black Obito, everyone knows what the answer to the prize quiz is. Ding! The answer to this prize quiz is F. The top 3 correct answers are Gaara, Kakashi, Might Guy. Congratulations to Gaara, get a random reward, 1/3 Shikura Chakra. Congratulations to Hatake Kakashi, get a random reward. Chakra Mount 1 card. Congratulations to Might Guy, get a random reward. Physique Konoha Dragon. Seeing that the rewards went to another family again, many viewers salivated with envy. Gaara. Suddenly there is more power in the body. It is chakra, the part of the crane. Shoha. Kaka. I didn't expect my chakra to return to your body. Gaara. I'm very sorry. I failed to protect you before, and let you be taken away by people from the Akatsuki organization. Shoha. Humph. Why are you talking about this? Didn't you pay your life for it? Gaara. This time, I hope we can fight side by side and protect each other. Shoha. TCH, don't disgust me. I won't trust you humans. But, I will definitely not let those guys from the Akatsuki organization go. Kurama. Saw Tanuki, don't pretend to be X here. The first one will be caught. and the face of the tailed beast will be lost. Shoha, Stinky Fox, don't hide if you have the ability. Gyuki, can't you two get rid of the bad habit of arguing when you meet? Kurama, impossible. Shoha, no way. My guy, Kakashi, my eternal rival, how are you feeling now? Kakashi, the chakra in the body has doubled, and it feels like I can release Kamiri a few more times in battle. My guy, I happen to get Mr. Chin's Konoha Dragon. Do you want to compete? Kakashi, I wish I could. Anoki, it's too uncomfortable. There were 2 prize quizzes, and Konoha Village got 5 rewards. AI, who made the protagonist belong to their village? Terumi Mei, now we have a little understanding of Black Obito's character, so we won't be too late in the next quiz. Gaara, I want to get back all the chakra who guard the crane. Tsunade, I also have people who must be revived. Just then, Obito-related videos reappeared on the black-bordered screen. In the classroom, Obito is very lucky. Yui Hong is on the left and Yuzuki Yuyin is on the right. He sits in the middle, hugging left and right. Lin is not around. I can attack Hong and Shi-Yin. Thinking of this, Obito unconsciously showed a wretched smile. Suddenly, Lin, who was sitting in the front row, turned her head and glanced at Obito, then stretched out her finger and twisted it in the air like winding a clock, as if to say, if you dare to provoke other girls, see if I can twist it you're done. Obito pretended to be very honest on the surface, but actually put his hands on the thighs of Hong and Shi-Yin respectively, pinching and kneading for a while. I have to say, these legs are so white and tender. It is worth mentioning that Might Guy's persistence and hard work paid off, and he was accepted by the school exceptionally. At the same time, that guy Kakashi is always watching Obito quietly, as if he regards Obito as his opponent, always trying to find his way back. The days passed happily. Obito took advantage of Hong and Shi-Yin during class, played tricks on Anko who likes to wear black silk after class, and teased Lin who always ignores people after school. However, Obito's nourishing life makes some people very dissatisfied. After school that day, Asuma found Moonlight Hate and asked tentatively, I heard you like Yuzuki Shi-Yin, right? You two live quite close? Moonlight Gale was silent for a moment, then asked, what do you mean? Asuma clenched her fists and said through gritted teeth, you should be very angry when you see the girl you like being bullied by that D Obito every day, right? Moonlight Gale coughed twice. His face turned pale. Kaido with a hoarse voice, speak up. Asuma didn't hide it and said straight to the point. To be honest, I sit in the last row every day and watch Obito's salty pig's hand walk on the red thigh, and my heart is bleeding. I know that Hong is too kind, and I am too embarrassed to make Obito's bad behavior public, but she has been pampering Obito like this, and Obito will definitely be more presumptuous. Moonlight Gale was sitting in the front row, but he didn't know about this kind of thing, and then asked, what does that have to do with me? Asuma sighed, looked at Moonlight Hate sympathetically, and said, that kid is doing both. Not only bullying Hong, but also bullying Yuzuki Shi-Yin. Hearing this, Yuiguang Gaifeng's pale face instantly flushed red, suppressing the anger in his heart and said, but Shi-Yin never told me. Asuma patted him on the shoulder and comforted him. Girls must care about their own reputation, and she must be embarrassed to say it. Yu Guangzhu nodded straightly and said, no wonder Shi-Yin doesn't want to go home with me recently, so that's the case. No, I must vent my anger on Shi-Yin's behalf. Asuma stretched out his hand and said, cooperate, Obito is a bully. Absolutely can't let him continue to be arrogant. Moonlight Gale reached out to shake hands with him and said, okay, how are you going to deal with him? Asuma smiled slightly. Kaido, the mountain people have their own tricks. Chapter 13. Asuma, you are my good brother. For Black Obito's happy life, envy is the word the audience has said too much. In his last school, he also had beauties accompanying him to study. This kind of treatment is probably much stronger than Asuma, the son of Hokage. Watching him indulge in Lin, Yui Hong, Yuzuki Yuyin and Anko, many viewers said please take me one. Kankuro, it's so sour, why were I surrounded by boys when I was in school? I also want to touch girls' thighs. Temari, Kankuro, don't be ashamed here, everyone is watching. Chojuro, he just spoke our minds. Darui, men present here, who dares to say that he has never had a dream of hugging left and right? Ebisu, Obito, I suggest that we switch roles here. I have to let you know that even if a beautiful woman is by your side, It won't affect my desire to learn. Chitu. Come on, Ebisu. I've heard what you're thinking in the land of Earth. Black Obito's life is really nourishing, and it also makes many boring men greedy. But, at most, they were just jealous that the person was not themselves, but they never thought of attacking him. But, Asuma wants to team up with Moonlight Gale, and wants to teach Obito a lesson. This, Anoki, Saratobi Hiruzen, your tutor doesn't seem to be good. Your son is so despicable. AI. This old man hates those who use petty tricks the most. Terumi Mei. This wave is really disgraceful, and it's a bit embarrassing for the son of Hokage. Choji. Ms. Asuma is not that kind of person. Don't blame him. Shikamaru. Choji, that's enough. Facts are out there. Explanations are cover-ups. Also, that's just Asuma-sensei from a parallel world. Not the same as Asuma from our world. Haiden. Is it really different? I'm afraid not. Kakuzu. Ha 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 ha. Human darkness will burst out under certain circumstances. Obviously red is Asuma's reverse scale. Konohamaru. Damn Akatsuki. I won't allow you to insult Uncle Asuma. At this time, a reminder sound appeared in the minds of everyone in the ninja world. Ding. Start the quiz with prizes. Question. What is Asuma's trick against Obito? A. F***K you mad trick. Asuma teamed up with Moonlight Gale to directly beat the Mandarin Ducks with a stick of force. B. Showing his dog-licking side, begging Obito to give Yuhi to himself. C. Compete with Obito. The losers stay away from Yuhi. D. Using the identity of the son of third Hokage, arrange for the Genin hand to teach Obito a lesson, so that he will retreat in the face of difficulties. E. Design a subtle storyline that reveals Obito's ugly side while showing Asuma's decent style. As soon as the quiz with prizes came out, the eyes of the ninja audience became enthusiastic again. Maybe some people thought that boy Asuma was a bit sinister. If it's a man, just grab a woman with Black Obito openly. What a trick behind the scenes. But now, because Obito's little gesture led to a quiz, everyone thought Asuma was cute again. Uchiha Madara. I choose A. If you are a man, you have to be more violent. Senju Hashirama. As the son of a monkey, Asuma must take the proper way of fighting. I choose C. Senju Tobarama. The easiest and smartest way is D. Ghost Lantern Huanyue. Is there a possibility that Asuma will beg Obito to give Yuhi to herself? Although this is a bit embarrassing, it is safe. I choose B. None. Anyway, option E is definitely impossible. What kind of conspiracy does a 5 or 6-year-old child know? I choose D. Temari. Actually, the best effect is E. If Asuma is a smart person, he will definitely adopt the E plan. Haitu. This kind of storyline often exists in novels and movies. Asuma looks stupid. Can he really come up with it? I still choose A. Darui. I choose E, not for anything else. The most likely is the impossible. Chojuro. Asuma. If it were you, how would you choose? Asuma. That's me in a parallel world, and it's not the real me. But if I had to choose, I'd choose E. Ebisu. I choose A. Ching. I choose B. She. I choose C. That's all. The ninja audience all chose the answer that they thought was reasonable. A few more days have passed. Obito has been living a 2-point and 1-line life, picking up girls at school in the morning and practicing at the training ground in the afternoon. On this day, Lin had a cold and didn't go to school, so Obito took advantage of Hong and Xian even more wantonly, groping the two of them in class when the teacher was not paying attention. It was very exciting. Asuma's gums almost gnawed when he saw this scene. He walked to Yueguang Galefeng and whispered, "We can't delay any longer. The plan begins." Moonlight Gale looked back at Yuzuki Xian, who was blushing, and nodded heavily. Seeing that Hade agrees, Asuma immediately started to prepare. After all, if you want to expose Obito's wretched and lustful side, you have to spend some money. Asuma walked up to Obito and asked, "Obito, can you come out?" Obito was a little surprised why Asuma would take the initiative to ask him to play, but he followed him out of the classroom. In the corridor, Asuma took out a coupon for a high-end bath from her bag and said, "There is a new bathhouse in the east of Konoha, and I gave my father a few coupons. Do you want to go and enjoy it together?" Obito's eyes lit up when he heard that he was going to the bathhouse. This is a great time to peek at the women's bathhouse. "You ask me?" Asuma nodded. "That's right. I have long wanted to get to know you, the number one in the class, but there has never been a suitable opportunity." Obito said wretchedly with a smile, "I have long wanted to get to know you, the son of Hokage." Then, Obito stuck to Asuma's ear again and asked in a low voice, "By the way, are the men's bathhouse and the women's bathhouse separate or separated by a wall?" Asuma couldn't help but sneer. This Obito is really notoriously lecherous. He must be asking this question because he wanted to spy on the women's bathhouse. Otherwise, a decent person wouldn't be able to ask this question. However, this is exactly what he wants. Asuma pretended to be mean and said, "Of course it's through a wall, I heard that the women who can go to this bathhouse to take a bath are the ones with a pretty body. Otherwise, they won't be allowed in." Hearing this, Obito suddenly became serious and said seriously, "Asuma, from now on, you will be my good brother. From now on, we will have the same blessings and share the same hardships." Asuma laughed a few times and said, "Here's the coupon. See you after school this afternoon." At the same time, Moonlight Gale also gave 2 bath coupons to Yui Hong and Yuzuki Shien. Chapter 14. Conspiracy. After school, Asuma immediately dragged Obito to the bathing pool, for fear that Obito would know that Hong and Yuzuki Shien would go there too. After arriving at the bath, Asuma led Obito to the changing room. Seeing his familiarity, it was obviously not the first time he had come here. "Obito, you change your clothes and go to the bath first. There is another classmate who will be here soon." Obito asked curiously. "Who?" "Moonlight Gale, the one with the pale face and frequent coughing." It turned out to be him. Taking a bath is good for a man with kidney deficiency like him. Obito was a little impatient and said, "You wait for him first. I'll go check out the environment of this store first." "Okay." Asuma smiled triumphantly. I saw Obito take off his clothes neatly and excitedly came to the men's bath and found that there was no man here. Moreover, Asuma sincerely does not deceive him. There is only a bamboo wall separating the men's and women's baths, and he can clearly hear the voices of women talking and playing. However, this store is too high-end, and the bamboo is so seamless that he put his eyes on it, but he still can't see the spring. In desperation, Obito took out a kunai from his crotch, carefully drilled a finger-sized gap, and the spring light in the women's bathhouse instantly burst out. "Tiske, this but is bigger than my face. Cool. It's so delicious. Unfortunately, no confidant can share this happiness with me." However, just as Obito was enjoying watching, 2 people who should not have appeared suddenly appeared at the women's bathhouse, namely Yui Hong and Yuzuki Yuyen, who were wrapped in bath towels. "What's the matter? Didn't Asuma say that only women with a pretty body are allowed to take a bath? Did they go through the back door?" Obito faintly felt that something was wrong, so he simply put down his work, quietly walked to a corner and stayed for a few seconds, then went back to peep. At the same time, Asuma and Moonlight Hate secretly conspire. Asuma, according to that guy Obito's lustful nature, he will definitely peep at Hong and Shien taking a bath. Won't he take advantage of this? Don't worry, although the men's and women's baths are next to each other, you can't see them at all. At most you can just listen to the sound. Asuma relieved softly, but he was also a little nervous inside. Moonlight Gale, Hong and Shien should have gone to take a bath. "Let's act now." Asuma asks, "How long can you stay invisible through the penetration?" Moonlight Gale, "My chakra can last up to 1 minute. 1 minute should be enough. The girls' changing room is only a few meters away from the boys' changing room. You find Hong and Shien's underwear and hide them in Obito's clothes, and then I'll go and stabilize Obito first." Moonlight Gale, "Okay, I'll find you after I've settled all this." Outrageous. This is so outrageous. Ninja audiences have imagined that if Asuma is a kid who wants to deal with Obito, the easiest way is to use the identity of Hokage's son to find some people to scare Obito and make him retreat, or choose to duel Obito like Kakashi did, and solve the problem in the most straightforward way. No matter what, it is also understandable to unite Moonlight Gale and 2 against 1, which is not too shameful. As for begging for Obito, Asuma is clearly not the spineless type. But, to everyone's surprise, Asuma actually came up with a clever plan. He actually wanted to plant and frame Obito, in order to make Yui Hong and Yuzuki Shien hate Obito. Temari, this Asuma is really insidious enough to set up such a scheme to frame Black Obito. Black soil. To be reasonable, I would rather like the Black Obito who takes advantage of others than the hypocrite Asuma. Samui. However, Asuma's plan is indeed very careful. If Obito is still immersed in the business of voyeurism, he will definitely suffer. Karui. That's what he deserves. If he is not lecherous, it will be difficult for others to target him. Chojuro. However, I feel that Obito has already noticed something is wrong, so he should be prepared. Ching. Prevent? How to prevent? When the time comes, there will be witnesses and physical evidence, and even if he jumps into the Yellow River, he won't be able to wash it away. Kakashi. I didn't expect that Asuma and hate in that world would be overwhelmed by love and do such stupid things. Might Guy, if you're a man, you should fight for love in an upright manner. This is so shameless. Ebisu. You're all blaming Asuma and hate. Am I the only one who wants to be Black Obito's confidant? Jiraiya. No, there's me. In this regard, I should be the most qualified person. Killer Bee. Chioli Gao, bring me one. You all know, I like big bear women the most. Yuki. At this time, the exposure of P, crazy, is really yours. Tsunade. These bastards, Konoha's hot spring shop really needs to be rectified. Jiraiya. Oh no, my best memories are there. Orochimaru. Come on, is it the memory of being hammered by Tsunade to break a few ribs? Or the experience of pulling me to peek at the women's bathhouse and being splashed with hot water? Chapter 15. True and False Thief. Regarding Asuma's strategy, many people think that the key to the problem is not how the Black Obito reacted after being tricked. Actually, even if Asuma is successfully framed, if the Black Obito puts on an attitude that a dead pig is not afraid of boiling water, it will have no effect on Obito personally. After all, who doesn't know that Obito is a womanizer? The most important thing is how Kirinu Yuhi and Yuzuki Yuyin will think of Obito after experiencing this incident. If they both hate Obito because of it, then Asuma has succeeded. If the two of them are happy to be taken advantage of by Obito, then Asuma's wave is a steal. In the hot spring pool, in order to stabilize Obito, Asuma sat beside him with a dry smile and said, "That guy hate came too late, don't wait for him." Obito waved his hand, Kaido with an indifferent face. It's okay. It's better to be alone than to be happy. 2 minutes later, Haifeng walked in apologetically. I'm sorry, I ate something on the way. I'm afraid I might faint in the hot spring. Seeing the moonlight blast coming, Obito said to Asuma, help me occupy the land. The water in this area is the cleanest. Asuma thought he was going to run away and asked worriedly, where are you going? Take a pee. As soon as Obito left, Asuma asked in a low voice, is it done? Moonlight Hate nodded heavily. I stuffed Hong and Xian's underwear into Obito's backpack. Asuma showed a smug smile. Everything is ready now. The only thing I owe is the east wind. Suddenly, a sharp ear-piercing voice came from the women's bath. Ah, someone stole something. Asuma stood up from the water with a bang and said excitedly, the fish got hooked so quickly? Go out and have a look. Ueguang Gale also stood up, sneered and said, this guy Obito really didn't pee. He must have gone to the girls' changing room. Asuma and Moonlight Hate rushed out and saw Yui Hong and Yuzuki Xian complaining about their grievances and embarrassment. There are thieves here who stole our underwear. Obito was filled with righteous indignation and said angrily, damn it, you dare to bully my classmate in front of Lousy. You don't want to live anymore, do you? Whoever is the thief should stand up for me. Obito made a lot of noise, and a few beautiful bears wrapped in bath towels came out from the women's bathhouse. Watching Obito's nosebleed almost squirt out, a bulging and curly beauty asked in fear, little brother, do you think there are thieves here? Then you must catch him. The innocence of the sisters cannot be tarnished by her. Obito patted his chest and said, that's natural. Serving beautiful women is what I should do. At this moment, Asuma and Ueguang Haifeng came late and asked concerned, what's going on, Hong, Xian, are you all right? Yui Hong and Yuzuki Xian shook their heads. Shy Kaido. It's just that some clothes were stolen. Hearing this, Asuma pondered for a moment, put on the appearance of a detective and analyzed. I think it's better to look in the girls' dressing room first, in case a girl took the wrong one. It might not be. Then, Asuma took the lead in digging through the girls' changing room, but couldn't find the missing underwear. Asuma. Moonlight Gale suddenly said, could it be that someone stole it from our boys' side? But there are only 3 of us in the men's bath. The only ones who have the opportunity to commit crimes are those who just went out to pee. Asuma stopped immediately. Hey, don't talk nonsense. Obito is not the kind of lustful person. How could he steal Hong and Xian's clothes? Moonlight Gale. However, Obito often teased them both at school, and it is not impossible to do such a thing now. Hearing this, Obito's face turned cold. and he asked, "You mean I'm the thief?" Moonlight Gale was taken aback by Obito's aura, but still insisted, "I just suspect." Mao Xian saw that the two of them were so unhappy because of their own affairs and persuaded, "Forget it. A piece of clothing is not a big deal." Yuha Hong. "Yeah, I believe Obito is not that kind of person." Asuma suggested, "Obito, why don't you let Hong and Xian check your school bag? If you don't have it, it will prove that you are not a thief." Obito's unthinking Kaido. "I refuse." Yueguang Galefeng seized the opportunity to question, "I dare not let people check. Is it because I am afraid that people will find out that you have stolen something? The clothes that Hong and Xian lost must be in your school bag." Asuma said kindly, "Obito, if you think it's unfair, wait for Hong and Xian to finish checking your school bag before checking our school bag. Of course, if it's really inconvenient for you, forget it. Anyway, everyone knows your character, and you will definitely not do that kind of thing." Facing Asuma's aggressive method, Obito sneered and said, "Asuma, I don't need others to judge my character. If I am suspected of committing the crime alone, you should be alone in the boys' changing room waiting for Moonlight Gale. There is also a chance to commit crimes. As for Moonlight Gale, you were the last to come in to take a bath, so you are also suspected of committing the crime alone." As soon as these words came out, Yui Hong and Yuzuki Yuyan looked suspiciously at Asuma and Moonlight Hate. Asuma's face was a little ugly, and he said, "Obito, you are really repaying your kindness. I have been working hard to help you get rid of the suspicion, but now you actually poured dirty water on me. Thanks to me, I want to make friends with you. I guess I misunderstood you." Moonlight Gale. "Humph. I think he is a dog jumping over the wall in a hurry. He bites anyone he sees." Obito laughed and said, "Since you suspect that Hong and Xian's underwear is in my bag, why don't we make a bet? If I don't have girls' clothes in my bag, you two will have to scream when you see me in the future, father." "What if it's in your bag?" "Obito. I, Uchiha Obito, swear not to say a word to Hong and Xian from now on." Asuma and Moonlight Hate glanced at each other. Kaido. "Okay, we made the bet." Yui Hong and Yuzuki Xian saw the three of them start betting and swearing, and said to Obito, "Don't do this. Don't make it so embarrassing because of this little thing. This is not a trivial matter. I, Uchiha Obito, want to prove that I am not a womanizer who steals girls' underwear." Obito said Kaido, and then he added quietly in his heart, "I will only take off girls' underwear openly." Underwear. Hee. Chapter 16. When seeing Asuma and Moonlight Hate agree to bet with Kuro Obito, the ninja audience can be sure that they will lose badly. Because you can suspect that Black Obito is not decent enough, but you must not doubt that he has a problem with IQ. Otherwise, why did he put most of his energy into molesting the little girl and at the same time enter the ninja study with the first grade? Senju Tobarama. This Asuma and Moonlight Hate seem smart, but they have actually fallen into the trap of Black Obito. Namikaze Minato. The two of them are not in the same rank as Black Obito. Black Obito may have noticed Asuma's abnormality long ago. Kakashi. This Black Obito is indeed different from the Obito I know. He is too smart. My guy, what are you talking about? I don't understand why. According to the current situation, isn't Black Obito doomed? Moonlight Gale has already put Hong and Xian's underwear in his backpack. Hoshigaki Kisame. You precious beast, haven't you noticed that Black Obito may have switched clothes? Haiden. Huh? Is there? He doesn't have enough time to pee, does he? Kakuzu. Haiden. It's time for you to eat some walnuts to replenish your brain. If it's time to pee ***s, the time must be rushed, but if his shadow clone is in action, then the time is completely in time. Deidara. F***k, this Black Obito is fine. Are you ready for a rainy day? Conan. It's not to prepare for a rainy day, but to start to be prepared the moment I saw Hong and Yuzuki Xian enter the bath. At this time, the portrait on the black frame screen moved again. In the men's changing room, Yui Hong, Yuzuki Xian, and several hot beauties stood in a circle, with 3 school bags placed on the floor. I saw Obito said without fear, "I, Obito, do what is right. I am not ashamed of the sky. I am not afraid of myself. I am not afraid of words. You framed me as the thief, so start opening it from my school bag." Everyone was instantly overwhelmed by Obito's uprightness. How could a person who can say such a thing be a despicable thief? Hong, come and check. Obito stood aside, with his arms folded in front of his chest, and said extremely calmly, "Good." The corners of Asuma and Moonlight Hayate's mouths showed a smile unconsciously, As soon as Hong opened the school bag, the two girls would definitely greet Obito with disgust and contempt. The zipper was opened, and Hong poured out all the contents of the bag. I saw a pair of black lace panties and a pair of white tulle panties falling to the ground like leaves. The atmosphere at the scene suddenly dropped to freezing point. Asuma glanced at Yuzuki Yuyin and Yui Hong, who were blushing, and pointed at Obito's scalp and scolded. Okay, Obito, now you have got the stolen goods, what else do you have to say? It's a pity that I brought you here to soak in the hot spring with good intentions, but you put your mind on this kind of place. It's too much for you to do this. At this time, Moonlight Galewind ran to Asuma and tugged at his sleeve, hesitantly said to him, Asuma, wait. Asuma shook off Yuigwang Haifeng's hand and said loudly, Hey, don't pull me. Obito, a womanizer, must teach him a lesson today. She dared to steal Hong and Shiyin's underwear today, but tomorrow she will dare to peek at other people taking a bath. At this moment, don't mention Asuma's high spirits. He finally realized the pleasure of standing on the commanding heights of morality and berating Feng Chiu, especially showing his righteous side in front of the girl he likes. He seemed to have risen to the clouds, so happy. Suddenly, Hong's words made him fall to the ground. This is not my and Shiyan's underwear. Hearing this, the people of Asuma were dumbfounded and stammered. It's not yours? Whose is that? Obito sneered and mocked. Great critic, have you finished? Then should I say something now? I saw Obito pick up the two pairs of underwear on the ground without changing his face, glared at Asuma, and said, This is bought by Lousy to give away. Is there a problem? I'm a 3-good student in the school, a class cadre. You framed me as a thief, and you even made me a pervert who peeps at people's baths. Do you have to give me an explanation? If I am not satisfied, even if you are Lord Third Hokage's son, I will beat you up hard. Asuma panicked. Why is things not going the right way? He glanced at Moonlight Gale, only to find that the other party's face was pale with fright, and he couldn't even fart. At this time, a big wave sister next to me smiled and said, Brother, I really can't tell. Your aesthetics is always on the line. Can you give those 2 pairs of underwear to your sister? Obito laughed. Of course, only my sister's figure can match these 2 panties. Sister Big Wave blew a kiss to Obito and said, My sister lives nearby. Come and play with my sister when you are free. Obito was in a good mood, and then said, My backpack is finished. Now it's time for you too. Asuma bite the bullet in Kaido. Flip it as you like. Anyway, Moonlight Hate and I are not that kind of people. We have a clear conscience. As soon as the words fell, Asuma's backpack was turned out a pair of underwear with a red strawberry bear pattern, and Moonlight Gale's backpack was turned out a pair of underwear with a purple lavender pattern. These 2 underwear are exactly the 2 that Yui Hong and Yuzuki Shiyin lost. This, impossible. Yui Hong took away her underwear, gave Asuma a vicious look, and said coldly, I really misjudged you. I framed Obito and did such a dirty thing. Yuzuki Shiyin also took away her underwear, and directly ignored Yuigwang Gale, obviously very angry with him. Asuma explained in pain, Hong, listen to me, I really didn't take your underwear. I haven't even been to the women's changing room. Obito sneered at the side. Who is Asuma? You can find out when you follow me to the hot spring pool. Everyone was a little puzzled, and followed Obito to the hot spring where the boy took a bath. Obito said, Asuma, where was the last place you took a bath? Asuma is not afraid of the oblique shadow, so she sits directly in the area that Obito asked him to occupy, poking her neck and saying, That's right here. What's the problem? Obito pushed him away, pointed to the hole in the bamboo wall and said, The problem is serious. You purposely found this hidden location to spy on girls taking a bath. This thumb-sized hole is the proof. Asuma put her face on the hole, just in time to see the spring light from the women's bathhouse. At this moment, his face turned pale. Obito, you framed me. You sat in this seat at first, and I took a bath in this place because I took up the space for you. Asuma explained angrily. Hehe, Asuma. You are really a pervert who dares to be a pervert. Obito complained mercilessly, and then he said in a strange way, Justice is in people's hearts, whether you are a pervert or not. Hong and Shiyin have their own judgments in their hearts. Today, this bath was so unsatisfactory, I'm too lazy to continue talking nonsense with you. But remember, you must respectfully call me Tui when you see me in the future, otherwise don't blame my fists for not having eyes. After threatening Asuma and Moonlight Hate, Obito took Hong and Shiyin's hands in front of them, and said with a look of disgust, Go. Ignore these 2 perverts. I'll take you to buy new underwear. Seeing this, Asuma and Moonlight Hate fainted in the bathhouse at the same time, and a 60-year-old cleaning lady gave them artificial respiration before they were rescued. Chapter 17. The scene where Black Obito played with Asuma and Moonlight Hate in his hands made the entire ninja audience call it wonderful. Who would have thought? The scheming Obito turned out to be a 5-year-old. After seeing through Obito's conspiracy, he didn't directly expose it, but chose to use his tricks and blamed Asuma and Moonlight Hate for the name of voyeurism. Certainly, best of all is his brilliant acting, portraying himself as a victim and taking Asuma down hard. Uchiha Madara. This kid is a real chicken thief. Treat that idiot Asuma like a monkey. Senju Hashirama. Madara, you weren't necessarily as smart as him when you were young. Uchiha Izuna. All the benefits have been earned by this kid. He peeped at the women's bathhouse. He also established the image of a gentleman. And he also received the invitation from the beautiful sister. Poor Asuma and Moonlight Hate. All of them were defeated at once. Good impression. Uchiha Fugako. To be honest, when I found the 2-day underwear from the Black Obito bag, I was shocked. I thought this kid was going to die, but I thought that the underwear didn't look like something a child could wear. Hyuga Hayashi. I bet this kid got a pair of adult panties on purpose to tease Asuma, but I didn't expect Asuma to be on top, and he didn't see the flaw. Naralugio. This Black Obito is full of other configurations except lust. Inuzuka Claw, you are wrong in terms of lust. His configuration is quite high. Akatsuki Organization's Eastern Stronghold, Obito was silent. Even if it is him, no matter how much he hated himself in that world, he couldn't help but marvel at the other party's performance. If you put yourself in that situation at this age, he is sure to do better than the other party. But if he put himself in that situation when he was 5 years old, he would definitely be framed by Asuma and Moonlight Hate, and hated by Hong and Shiyin. Although, he in this world doesn't care about Hong and Shiyin's feelings at all. Yakushi Kabuto said suddenly, this Black Obito is really talented. If he is our ally, he must be a big help. What do you think? Obito's annoyed Kaido. Yes. I like that guy so much. Why do you still come to me to cooperate? Yakushi Kabuto was speechless. I thought to myself why this masked man suddenly became anxious. Didn't I just praise Hey Obito? Soon, a systematic voice came to everyone's mind. Ding, the correct answer to this quiz is E. The top 3 correct answers this time are Temari, Darui, Asuma. Congratulations to Temari, get a random reward. 6 Paths Ninja Basho fan. Congratulations to Darui, get a random reward. A Hashirama Cell Bionic Prosthesis. Congratulations to Asuma, get a random reward. Banknote 1 Ma. After the rewards are distributed, the ninja audience immediately showed envious eyes. Temari is already a ninja who is good at using wind style, and now he has obtained the 6 Paths Ninja fan, which can be described as even more powerful. But, although the plantain fan is good, you need to pay attention to the frequency of use, otherwise the chakra in the body will be pumped out, and it will kill you. Certainly, although the 6 Paths Ninja equipment is very greedy, the Hashirama Cell Bionic Prosthesis obtained by Darui has made scientists in the ninja world drool. Everyone knows Hashirama's whole body is full of treasures, and his cells have attracted countless people, wanting to get with style and the powerful vitality in powerful cells. And now Cloud Shinobi Village got a prosthetic arm in one go. It's a huge profit. Only Konoha, Asuma actually only got 35 million taels of money, which is dispensable to him. After all, although he died, but the Sarutobi clan is not dead yet. With the Sarutobi family's crazy wealth accumulation in Konoha for decades, he really doesn't like such a small amount of money. But using this money on Shirihong and his children is practical. 4th Reikage. I don't know if this banana fan is the one taken by Jinjio Yinjio. If it is, our Cloud Shinobi is really at a loss. Darui, boss for us. The Hashirama Cell prosthesis is more valuable. It can be pressed on top of your left arm, so your sleeve won't be empty. Yeah, it's worth it to change the arm of the 6 Paths treasure. Killer Bee, brother, hurry up and put on the arm. Try to see if it fits. Oh yeah. Senju Hashirama. What the hell? My cells are so admired by everyone? Senju Tobarama. Of course, big brother. You are a huge and precious asset in our ninja world. Unfortunately, no matter how hard I try, I can't replicate your terrifying power. I always feel that something is missing somewhere. Orochimaru. In this regard, I still have a right to speak. The cells of Master First Hokage are indeed treasures, but they are also poisons. It is impossible to completely control them. In fact, it is better to completely destroy them from the beginning. Second Hokage, you are responsible for the countless deaths of future generations because of the research on Hashirama cells. Sarutobi Hiruzen, Orochimaru, don't blame Lord Second Hokage. You and Danzo shouldn't be conducting human experiments. Shimura Danzo, I was thinking of Konoha, because only with style can better watch Ten Tails Jinchūriki. Uchiha Sasuke, hee, Danzo, can't you say anything else besides this? Shimura Danzo, I was really thinking about Konoha, otherwise I wouldn't have wanted to seal you and the masked man on the bridge. It's a pity that I failed. Senju Tobarama, okay, I know who Danzo is, it's not up to you, the nasty kid of the Uchiha clan, to judge. Chapter 18. Konoha's White Fang. In Pure Land, the faces of Asuma and Moonlight Hate were very ugly. Honestly, they don't believe that they will do such despicable things in the black border screen. Although they don't know Obito well, they won't do him any harm. And the most favorable evidence is that they felt that when they were 5 years old, they should not be so smart and bold. They believe this black screen video must have been created by someone with ulterior motives to slander them, and the murderer behind it is 100% the beneficiary of the video. Thinking about it this way, who is behind the scenes can be imagined. Uchiha Obito. It must be this B*****************. D. He had an unsatisfactory life in the real world, so he didn't know what method he used to make himself the protagonist of the parallel world, and then all kinds of lust. He is Lin's licking dog in the real world, then it is really a good way to shape yourself into an attractive person in the parallel world. Obito almost cheated by you. At this time, Obito couldn't help but sneezed, and asked Xiangdo with cold eyes, did you scold me behind my back? Yakushi Kabuto said angrily, I said you're crazy, you've been nagging since Black Obito appeared. Did you have an unsatisfactory childhood? Obito snorted coldly and didn't continue to reply. And at this time, the black frame screen in the sky was bright again, and the video about Black Obito was played again. This made everyone sigh. Black Obito's experience in school is quite rich, at least it is more nourishing than Obito's life in their world. Soil. Lord of the Soil. Good morning to ye. Asuma and Moonlight Hate greeted Obito with embarrassing faces, and then ran to their seats in desperation. Obito laughed and said, these two people are quite acquainted. Lin asked Obito puzzledly, Master 2? Is he calling you? What happened? I feel like I missed a lot of things yesterday. Obito said disdainfully, it's nothing. It's just that there are 2 grandchildren rushing to call me Grandpa. However, after Obito was seated, he found that Kakashi didn't come to class. Strange, that active guy is late? Obito didn't take it to heart and put his mind on Hong and Shien's legs. He leaned into Hong's ear meanly and asked, are you wearing the lace panties I bought for you today? Hong blushed from face to ears in an instant. Kaido said softly, no, I put it away. Obito's very generous Kaido. I will wear it boldly in the future, and if it breaks, I will buy you a new one. We have nothing but a lot of money. Then, Obito leaned in front of Shien again, and said in a serious manner, Shien, stay away from that guy Uegwangale in the future. The reason why he looks like that must be Tanyan Furnace. I listened to you in everything. Shien is a very well-behaved Kaido. Seeing that he has won the favor of 2 girls at once, Obito silently thanked Asuma and Hai Feng from the bottom of his heart. If it weren't for them, he would have to play tricks to win their hearts. After school at noon, Obito went for a walk in the playground after eating, in fact, to see if there were any other beauties in the school. Suddenly, he heard the conversation of several senior students while passing by the swing. Hey, have you heard? My dad said that Konoha has a garbage ninja because he caused a lot of damage to the village. I know. That person seems to be quite famous. What is his name? Konoha's White Fangya. That's right, that's him. It is said that he gave up the mission, which caused the mission to fail. As a ninja, but give up the mission? This kind of person is simply a waste, not worthy of being our Konoha ninja. The boys got more and more excited as they chatted, and they talked about what a qualified ninja should do in the mission according to the script. They must perform the mission according to the ninja rules, and they cannot voluntarily give up the mission. The eloquent appearance seems to regard him as a veteran with rich experience in missions. Suddenly, Obito glanced over his head, and it turned out that the reason why Kakashi didn't attend class was that he was sleeping on the branch of a tree on the swing. However, whether he is really sleeping or fake sleeping, only Kakashi knows. Konoha's White Fang? I seem to have heard of this name before. Who mentioned it in my ear? Obito murmured. Obito felt uncomfortable all of a sudden. This kind of time when he clearly has an impression, but almost remembers it is the most tormenting. I am the son of Konoha's White Fang, Hatake Kakashi. Obito slapped his thigh violently. He finally remembered that when Kakashi introduced himself, he said these 4 words. He glanced at Kakashi, who was sleeping again, and thought to himself, is this the real reason why he doesn't want to go to class? Instinctively, Obito wanted to care about Kakashi, but after thinking about it, he said, forget it, he is not a beauty. Lousy has no time to meddle in his business. Obito turned his head and left, but the conversation of the 4 senior students made him feel more and more chilling. How could this Konoha have the face to return to Konoha? He should have died outside. If it were me, I would definitely have no face to go back to Konoha. Do you know what the funniest thing is? Even Konoha's White Fang's rescued companion is accusing White Fang of his mistakes. This shows that the rescued person cares about Konoha and knows what is the most important thing. I suspect that Konoha's White Fangya is afraid to continue the mission and deliberately rescued one to reduce punishment. This Konoha's White Fang is too sinister. What kind of ninja is such a villain? Go reincarnate. After listening to their conversation, Obito's face sank like water. He didn't choose to leave. He was thinking. Chapter 19. After the video about Konoha's White Fang Hatake Tsukumo was exposed, some viewers in Konoha Village suddenly changed their faces. Because, for Konoha, this is a scandalous matter that no one wants to mention. Only, there is no impenetrable wall in the world, and everyone in Konoha who exploded in that tragedy will be liquidated. Because, when an avalanche comes, no snowflake is innocent. Little Sakura. Huh? Are they talking about Kakashi-sensei's father? Ino, could it be that Mr. Kakashi became cold-blooded after this incident and even gave up the belief that his teammates must be saved? Tion. No, I don't understand. What did Mr. Kakashi's father do to be accused like this? Naruto. These bastards, why do they insult and slander Mr. Kakashi's father so much? They are just hearsay, and it is not certain what the truth is. Sasuke. Naruto, haven't you noticed yet? Konoha's group of people has never changed. They blame Konoha's White Fangya who saved their companions. They blame Itachi who slaughtered the Uchiha clan. They blame me, the descendant of the Uchiha clan. They blame you or the Nine Tails Demon Fox, but they never blame themselves. They are already rotten. Madara, is that Sasuke? You have a pair of good eyes. Think about it. Do you want to cooperate with me? Help me revive. I will help you liquidate Konoha. Sasuke. You? A relic from the old times. Don't come out and show yourself. Madara. Ha 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 ha. You are so crazy. However, I admire people like you. I will give you time to think about it, and you will give me the answer after I am resurrected. Inside the Pure Land, after Senju Hashirama watched the discussion of the 4 senior students and Sasuke's words in the chat room, he found that he was a little strange to the Konoha village in front of him. Yes, that kind of strangeness made him unable to explain it all at once, but it was different from when it was first established. There are more impetuousness, doubts, and hatred in the village. A correct understanding of the will of fire is missing. Sudden, the system's prompt sound appeared in the minds of all the audience in the ninja world. Ding! Start the quiz with prizes. Question. What attitude and action will Obito take regarding the failure of Hatake Tsukumo's mission and being ridiculed wantonly? Option A. It's none of your business. Hang on high. Just stand aside and watch the excitement. Option B. Join the chat, go with the crowd, mock Hatake Tsukumo with everyone, and enjoy the pleasure of blaming others. Option C. Turn around and leave, investigate the real reason why Hatake Tsukumo was excluded and accused, and complain for Hatake Tsukumo. Option D. Curse Kakashi. Option E. Beat up 4 senior students. After reading the questions and answers, everyone frowned. Honestly, according to Black Obito's performance, they couldn't figure out which answer he would choose for a while. According to his mind, at the beginning, he planned to leave directly, and he was too lazy to meddle in other people's business. But the 4 high school students suddenly said something that caused Obito's face to become gloomy, which meant that Obito might want to do something. Ebisu. Black Obito looks fierce and bad on the surface, but he is actually very kind in his heart. Shiranui Gunma. Last time he saw injustice and helped Might Guy. So is he going to help Kakashi this time? Might Guy. Yeah, whether it's an Obito in our world or an Obito in a parallel world, the nature of being helpful has never changed. Yamato. I think option B can be dispatched, Black Obito is not like that kind of person. Aoba Yamashiro. Option D can also be ruled out. Kakashi is already in such a miserable situation. He will only comfort Kakashi, and it is impossible to scold him again. Gangziti. In other words, the correct answer is between C and E. Then I choose C. Kamizuki Izumo. I also choose C. With Black Obito's cautious character, he will definitely plan before moving. Baki. I'll choose E. I always feel that Black Obito is the kind of person who can do it without being aggressive. Kankuro. He can definitely do things like beating people. I also choose E. Huang 2. C. Mabui. E. Uchiha Madara. Since the top 3 of C and E have been selected, it is useless to choose again. I will directly seek wealth and insurance, and choose D in the middle. Senju Tobarama. I also choose D. Madara, I will choose whatever you choose in the future. I will never let you covet rewards alone. Uchiha Azuna. Tobarama, you are so annoying. Don't stick to brother like a dog skin plaster. Senju Tobarama. Then don't let Madara cling to my brother. Senju Hashirama. After a while, everyone chose their own answers, and a picture of Obito appeared on the black-framed screen suspended in the air. 20th. Konoha's hero. Obito's face was cloudy after listening to the conversation of the 4 senior students. He picked up a black, thick, and long stick on the ground and walked in front of the 4 with a dark face. The 4 of them immediately took 2 steps back in fright. You? What are you going to do? Fighting is not allowed in school. Come again and don't blame us for being rude. Although Obito is not tall, the dog-beating stick in his hand gives people a strong sense of oppression. Although the 4 of them are senior students, they have no family background, and they don't know how to use ninjutsu and decent body skills at all. For the verbal warning of the 4, what responded to them was Obito's stick. Ah! The 4 screamed in horror, and all shrank their necks and fled in all directions, fearing that the dog-beating stick would hit them. But in the next second, the 4 of them found that the stick didn't touch them at all, and they didn't feel any pain at all. Are you still in the mood to sleep here? I really want to slap you to death. It turns out that Obito didn't use the stick to hit the 4 senior students, but to knock down Kakashi, who was sleeping on the branch. Boom! Kakashi fell to the ground, but he just glanced at the 4 senior students, turned around and was about to leave. Seeing this, Obito kicked Kakashi's **** and kicked him to the ground. Stop for lousy. Let you go? Kakashi stood up, kicked the dust off his body. His expression was as indifferent as water, and said, What do you want to do? Obito pointed at the 4 senior students who were watching the show. You go and beat them up now. Beat them to death. Kakashi asked calmly. Why? Obito laughed angrily. You are so indifferent when someone scolds your father in front of you? The 4 senior students were shocked. They didn't expect that the Konoha's white fang they were mocking was actually the father of the person in front of them. However, seeing Kakashi's cowardly appearance, they suddenly gained confidence and said, So he is the son of that trash ninja? Sure enough, the father is a counselor, and the son is also a counselor. No matter what he does, he will only run away. I think he has no face-to-face people. If my dad made such a big mistake, I wouldn't even be ashamed to come to school. Facing the ridicule of the 4, Kakashi kept his head down all the time, not even having the courage to look directly at each other. Perhaps, in his heart, he also acquiesced in the fact that his father is a piece of trash. At this time, Obito asked with a straight face, Kakashi, I just ask you 2 things, and you tell me whether it is or not. Did your father choose to give up during the mission, causing the village to suffer a certain loss? However, this loss does not involve human life. Kakashi Kaido. Yes? Did your father give up the mission to save his companion? That means he is capable of completing the mission, right? Kakashi nodded again, and said, Yes. Hearing this, Obito went berserk immediately, kicked Kakashi violently, and said cursingly, My mother, Lousy thought your father was the kind they said that he was afraid of not completing the task, so he just saved someone to make up for his mistakes, the despicable guy. It turned out that he was the one who gave up the task for the life of his companions when he was clearly capable of completing the task. This shit is a garbage ninja? This is obviously Konoha's hero. Kakashi's eyes widened, in disbelief that Obito actually regarded his father as a hero. You say my father is a hero? Obito yelled. You're really a Sabi. I thought you were smart before, but you're not as smart as Might Guy. If I read correctly that afternoon, Might Guy's father was taunted by 2 ninjas. Although he couldn't beat the two ninjas, he still asked them to apologize to his father, right? Kakashi was dizzy from being scolded and said, "There is such a thing? Isn't that enough? Guy is stupid and weaker than you, but he knows how to protect his father's dignity, but what about you?" Others mocked and insulted their father. Did they not hear it? What the hell are you thinking? At this time, even if your father did something wrong, you still have to defend him, because he is the father who gave birth to you and raised you. What's more, your father did nothing wrong. He carried out Konohas with the spirit of the will of fire. Guard the fellows in the village as if they were your own family members. What's wrong? Yes, he did fail the mission because he quit the mission, but that was also to save his companion. Saving a companion who is equivalent to a family member. If completing the mission is not to protect the companion and the family, then what's the point? Perhaps because I was bought by my parents with their lives. In my opinion, family is more important than everything else. Following Obito's scolding, Kakashi's eyes gradually light up. At this time, Obito walked up to Kakashi, patted him on the shoulder, and said earnestly, "Indeed, in the ninja world, people who break the rules and regulations are called scum. But those who don't cherish their partners are even more human. Scum. They are all scum anyway. I want to break the rules. If this is not the right ninja, then I will defeat ninjas." Boom. Kakashi felt his brain was hit violently, and a dark cloud hovering over his head completely dissipated, and he had an epiphany. Chapter 21. Obito saw that Kakashi's condition improved. He gave him a look directly and asked, "Do you want to stick?" Kakashi's disdainful Kaido. It's useless to deal with them. The four senior students realized that the situation had changed and quickly scolded. You trash. Are you angry from embarrassment?" Kakashi didn't speak, just walked towards them with a dull head. The four students looked at each other and said, "He's going to fight together. He's alone. We have an advantage in 4 versus 1. However, Kakashi formed seals with both hands directly on the way and shouted, "Shadow clone technique." With a bang, 3 clones appeared behind him. What? This is the shadow clone technique. He, a first-year student, actually knows ninjutsu? Before the shock of the 4 students was over, Kakashi's fist landed on them, and he said while beating, "You say I'm trash? Then the 4 of you can't even beat me. Aren't you even trash? The reason why my father made mistakes is because he saved rubbish teammates like you. Obviously you don't have much ability, but you are good at bullying your own people." Yes, father is indeed wrong. It's his fault that he lives in this village without empathy and gratitude. Otherwise, the rescued companion will definitely stand on his father's side and speak for him. And I was almost influenced by you. But not now, because I know that my father is a hero who dares to break the rules. Ninjas, he is not just a tool to perform tasks, they are first of all a living person. In the end, 4 senior students were flattened into pig heads by Kakashi. Obito said with satisfaction, "Kakashi, well done." Kakashi responded with a smile, "Kaido, thank you very much today. I will treat you to dinner another day. Now, I want to go home to accompany my father, because he has been excluded a lot these days and is very depressed." Obito glanced at the dark clouds in the sky, and it seemed that a heavy rainstorm was coming. "Okay, let's forget about eating or something. How about helping me find a few girls?" Kakashi was stunned for a moment. Kaido, who seemed to understand, half understood. "Sister? I understand." Obito watched Kakashi drift away, turned to Lin, who was hiding in the corner, and asked, "Sister Lin, is brother handsome today? Do you want to kiss me hard?" Lin basically witnessed the process of Obito prodding Kakashi to beat up 4 senior students. When Obito said, "People who don't cherish their companions are garbage," she felt her heart beat suddenly, which made her a little flustered. I saw Lin mustering up the courage to run to Obito, quickly kissed him on the cheek, and then left as if fleeing. Obito was a little confused. He didn't expect that little girl Lin would actually dare to kiss himself. He reacted and shouted, "Sister Lin, don't run away. I have to kiss you back." The black-framed screen in the sky paused. All the audience in Ninja World were stunned by what Black Obito did. Now they know that they guessed wrong. Too wrong. They don't understand Black Obito's personality and character traits at all, let alone guess what Black Obito will choose when faced with different options. Uchiha Madara. This guy actually gave up using violence to control violence, which makes me a little impressed. Uchiha Azuna. I thought he was going to hit the 4 students with the stick, but it was Kakashi. Uchiha Fugaku. Judging from the results, Kakashi did not complain about this beating. and even made a lot of money. Naruto. It's really hard for me to understand why Kakashi's father is being blamed for saving his companions. What he did is right. Namake's Minato. Because the rule at that time was that ninjas had to put missions first. So, everyone, Naruto, I don't care what the rules are. It's the ninja who obeys the rules of the village, and it's the Konoha ninja who protects his companions and even puts his life on the line. But, if you don't want to save your companions when they are in danger, you want to sacrifice your companions, is this really what the village does in exchange for the benefit of the village? Tsunade, Naruto. Naruto. Even if the mission is successful and the village does not lose any benefits, will everyone feel happy and happy? It will only be more painful. Because their happiness is based on the sacrifice of ninjas, that is not my favorite Konoha village. Sarutobi Hiruzen. This? Naruto. My favorite Konoha village is not the kind of person who can casually abandon any teammate. That is the will of fire, I understand. Jiraiya. Naruto, you are too naive. But, isn't it the desire to protect your companions that has inspired you to grow up to this day? It is because you want to bring Sasuke back to the village that you grew up so fast. Makes me proud of my teacher. Senju Tobarama. Brother, it seems that there are many people who have inherited your spirit among Konoha. Senju Hashirama. Your name is Uzumaki Naruto, right? You belong to the same family as Mito. I believe you will become a better Hokage than me. Also, Kakashi's father did the right thing. He dared to break the rules. For rescuing your companions and giving up the mission is also protecting the village. Senju Tobarama. That's right. Not only Konoha, but also ninjas from other villages. Don't you want your companions to be people like Hatake Tsukumo? Second Raikage. Tobarama. Your Konohas are really getting more and more rotten. If a loyal person like Hatake Tsukumo is in our Cloud Shinobi, I can give him my Raikage. Our Cloud Shinobi village's loyalty comes first. Ghost Lantern Huanyue. Although the interests of the village are above all else, if a ninja has nothing in his heart to protect, then he is not called a ninja, but a tool. Woo. Hee. I can only say that Konoha lost such an excellent ninja. It was really a good card. By the way, how did he pass away suddenly? Luo Sha. It is said to be a suicide. Third Kazekage. Suicide? Hatake Tsukumo is no less powerful than Konoha Sannin. I didn't expect him to die so aggrieved. Konoha's high-level officials did this and watched Hatake Tsukumo being squeezed to death by the villagers? Monkey, you are framing Zhongliang in this respect. You understand. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Chapter 22. Akatsuki Organization's Eastern Stronghold. Obito remained silent after watching the video. Actually, after the appearance of Obito in the parallel world, he himself has been secretly competing with the other party. Even though the Obito in that world was very charming and took advantage of Lin many times, he still didn't take it to heart because he felt that true love was not like that, and the Black Obito was no better than himself there. But this time he was really upset. When Lin mustered up the courage to kiss Hey Obito, he was a little shocked. No doubt, Lin might already have a crush on that Black Obito guy. Thinking of this, his face was full of bitterness. He knows, even if she digs out her heart and gives her life to Lin, the person Lin likes is still Kakashi. Lin only has affection for him as a companion, not between a man and a woman. Besides, what also shocked Obito was that Obito from the parallel world said that at the age of 5, which made him very frustrated. What frustrates him even more is that Kakashi's life can be changed, but I didn't have enough power to change Kakashi at that time. So it seems that Kakashi should be much happier in the parallel world than he is now, right? I'm really an incompetent waste. But there was a flicker of madness in his eyes again. He was betting that Obito in the parallel world would follow the same path as himself. At that time, whoever gets out of this trash-making reincarnation world is the real one. To judge whether a book is good or bad, often determined by the final chapter. At the same time, Kakashi's left eye suddenly stabbed, and he saw Obito's shadow in a trance. Obito, thank you. It is you who let me see that there is another choice in my life. By now, the answers in the prize quiz also became clear, and the system's prompt sound appeared again in the minds of all the audience in the ninja world. Ding! The correct answer to this quiz is D. The top 3 correct answers are Uchiha Madara, Senju Tobarama, Ching. Congratulations to Uchiha Madara. Get a random reward. A set of portable speakers. Congratulations to Senju Tobarama. Get a random reward. 1 Mangekyo Sharingan. Congratulations to Ching. Get a random reward. A Gatling with you. From the point of view of items, The reward this time is not as good as the last time. After all, the reward last time included the 6 Paths ninja tool and the Hashirama cell arm. But the reward this time was quite humane, and it was of great help to the 3 of them. Senju Hashirama. Madara, with the speaker, you will be more realistic when you appear on stage. Moreover, you can dance to the music. Uchiha Madara. Hashirama, are you mocking me? Uchiha Azuna. Damn Tobarama, haven't you always hated our Uchiha clan? Now that you have Mangekyo Sharingan, throw it away if you can. Otherwise, you will also become an evil Uchiha. Senju Tobarama. Don't get me wrong, I hate some of you Uchiha clan, but I still like this Mangekyo Sharingan. Ching. Hey, what's the matter with me, Gatling? Shangjuro. Senior Ching. When the time comes, you aim at the enemy with your white eyes, and then directly shoot Gatling to empty the magazine. How exciting. Bye. Remember to say, my lord, times have changed, Green. After the reward distribution time is over, the pause screen in the black frame rotates again. Kakashi's father did not choose to commit suicide. He waited for a belated apology from the people of Konoha village. Obito's life has become more regular again. He flirts with girls at school during the day and practices hard at home at night, maintaining his status as a student master. Because he knows that girls always have inexplicable affection for boys who study well. 3 years later, Obito graduated from Jinin with the 1st grade. On the class placement day, Kakashi approached Obito and said, I want to apply to be in your class. Obito immediately Kaido. I refuse. Kakashi. Why? Obito gave him a blank look and said, You know, I only like to perform tasks with girls. You old man, what are you doing to me? Go find someone else. Kakashi lowered his head and said, I can be a girl too. Where words? Obito got goosebumps all over his body, took 2 steps back and said, What are you doing? Stay away from me. I'm afraid. At this time, Kakashi made a seal with both hands and shouted, Seduction technique. After a burst of white mist, Kakashi transformed into a black, long, straight, tall, and cold Uchiha. F***K. Kakashi, you're really talented. Obito smiled lewdly and said, If you stay like this, I can form a team with you. But let's forget about one class. I'm not gay. Kakashi returned to normal, Kaido who was a little disappointed. I practice hard every night. Is the result still unsatisfactory to you? Obito feels that Kakashi is masochistic. He must have kicked his too much in the past 2 years. Okay, Kakashi, I have to take my sister. Let's go first. Obito ran away in a flash. He was really afraid that Kakashi would stick to him like a dog's skin plaster, and he would leave the girls with a stereotype of being gay. Later, the shift notification came down. Obito, Lin, and Kakashi formed the 7th squad and joined Minato's subordinates. Seeing Kakashi sticking up again, Obito looked up to the sky and said angrily, Oh, shit. Please no. Naruto. Mr. Kakashi, what are you doing? Are you trying to steal my patent for seduction technique? Little Sakura. It feels like Mr. Kakashi in that world has changed. Konohamaru. Ms. Kakashi's seduction technique is also pretty good. Catch up with me. Kakashi. I don't recognize myself in that world. Although Kakashi's changes are intriguing, everyone also found that the parallel world and the current world overlap to a large extent. Perhaps, the variable that caused all this is the black Obito. And at this time, the screen with black borders gradually dims, replaced by a white screen that gradually brightens. Chapter 23. The white border screen lights up. The audience was very curious about how Obito developed during the Genin period. Getting up in the morning, Obito stares at Lin's face in the group photo of Class 7, pouted, and is about to kiss her. However, Kakashi's dead fish eyes in the photo made him a little sick, so he quickly took tape to cover Kakashi's face. Just when he kissed Lin again, Kakashi had already appeared by his window, staring at him with disgust, making him dig out the 3 rooms and 1 living room with his toes in embarrassment. After some missions, Minato recommended 3 people to participate in the Chunin selection. During the Chunin exam, Obito's head grew dizzy facing the written exam, and he was still unable to write. Finally, relying on Lin's small note, he was able to pass. In the actual combat test, Obito was almost late because he helped the old lady. Later, in the competition with Guy, because the candy got stuck in his throat, the great fireball technique could not be released, and he was kicked unconscious by Guy. In the second actual combat test, Obito confronted Might Guy again and said loudly, I will settle the account with you last time. Last time, Might Guy completely forgot that he had conflicts with Obito. What? You don't remember? Who are you? I don't remember anything I've ever done to you. Obito twisted his butt and said angrily, B asterisk 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 D. How dare you look down on me? Lin stood in the stands and shouted, Come on, Obito! Obito was immediately elated and secretly made up his mind to show off his prestige. However, he was still immersed in fantasy after the game started, and Might Guy kicked him unconscious again. Winner, Might Guy. In the back, Kakashi and Might Guy fought back and forth. Obito could only watch Lin cheer for Kakashi with a dejected look. This time the Chunin exam, Kakashi advanced to become a Chunin. Obito looked at Kakashi's green vest and lay down on the bench disheartened, resenting his own incompetence. Lin found him and comforted him. Of course Kakashi can pass the teacher, but we can definitely pass too. Next year's exam, let's work hard together. Obito said dejectedly. But whenever I look at Kakashi, I seem to lose my energy. Lin blamed softly. What are you talking about? Don't you want to be a Hokage? I will take good care of you. Obito got motivated again and started training for his Bankuin year until the time when the sakura flowers bloomed. Tut tut tut. By Obito, this is too bad. When he only dared to secretly kiss Lin in the photo, Obito had already taken advantage of it. Have to say, although they have the same appearance and the same background, there is a world of difference in how to flirt with girls. The problem is that the gap between the two is not only in the aspect of teasing girls. Study, Obito did not pass the written test, and he was careless in actual combat. And in the parallel world, Black Obito is someone who can overwhelm Kakashi, otherwise it would be impossible to graduate with the first place. It can be said, White Obito was beaten by Black Obito in all directions. Deidara, it's too stupid to steal a photo of a kiss. Obito, can you do it? Scorpion, fire style can be given back by lollipops. You really have it. Kisame, Jeune Beast, I didn't expect you to be face-blind since childhood. Well, I forgive you for ignoring me. Black Soil, Obito, if you still have a chance to be reborn, you must learn from the Black Obito how smooth his life started. Temari, White Obito is the only thing that is not inferior to Black Obito is the heart that is eager to help others. Samui, I feel that Obito's willpower is too weak, and he is always discouraged. How could Lin like him like this? Chojuro, it should be said or not, Lin is fine no matter which world she is in, and she has been watching Obito. Little Sakura, Naruto, did you find that Obito is very similar to you? Both of you knew nothing about the written part of the Chunin exam. Naruto, I'm more principled than him. Well, at least I didn't plagiarize. Sasuke, you're really ashamed to say that the test of that written test is the ability to cheat, but you don't even have the ability to cheat. You're an idiot. Kushina, ha ha ha. Naruto didn't inherit the genes of me and Minato in this respect. Minato, I knew I should have let you eat more walnuts. Now, Obito was very depressed. Although he doesn't care about this world anymore, he still can't completely ignore others' cynicism, especially when his favorite girl, Lin, was involved. When Lin saw the photo of her stealing a kiss, she would definitely feel that she was very obscene. Why? Obviously he wants to show his best side in front of Lin, but why is he always making a fool of himself? Damn contrast system. Chapter 24. On this day, Lin and Kakashi were standing outside the test site and waiting nervously. Obito pushed open the door, walked in front of the two with a dejected look on his face, suddenly laughed and said, Ha ha ha, it's passed. I'm a Chunin too. Lin happily ran to him and shouted, Congratulations. Then, Lin blushed and ran to Obito's ear and whispered, Wait down to the sakura flower tree in the park. Hearing this, Obito suddenly showed excitement. He thought that Lin had something to say to him in a whisper, which made him fantasize. Under the sakura flower tree, Obito prepared a bouquet of roses and said secretly, Today, I must confess my love to Lin. At this time, Lin ran over here and said apologetically, Sorry, I'm late. Obito hid the flowers behind his back, smiled indifferently and said, It's okay. It's okay. Everyone, at this moment, everyone in Obito is stupid. Could there be others? I saw Might Guy, Kurenai Yuhi, Asuma, Ebisu, all of the same size, Shiranui Gunma, and others all came over. Obito asked with a confused look, What's the matter? Why are you all here? Lin explained, I brought everyone here just to discuss how to celebrate. Celebrate what? Lin Kaido. Isn't Kakashi about to be Jonin? I think the partners of the same period can give some gifts together. We are also very proud to be his contemporaries. Obito was shocked, had no idea that Kakashi would become Jonin right away. He watched Lin discuss gifts with others with a dry smile, and the rose in his hand fell to the ground unconsciously. At that moment, he became dispensable again. No? This is too painful. How could Obito's road to love be so bumpy? He is a poor companion, not even a spare tire. Lin, I really didn't notice that Obito was going to confess to me at the time. It's all my fault that I didn't make it clear to Obito at the beginning. It made him so sad. Kakashi, it's me who should apologize. I wasted his chance to express his love this time. My guy. Honestly, I didn't notice that Obito was holding a bouquet of roses. Ebisu, Obito, don't be so sentimental next time. It's quite uncomfortable to watch. Shueiue, under the sakura flower tree, I want to confess my love to you, but you never leave Kakashi. I really laughed to death. Xianglin, if you don't say it, you can be a friend for a lifetime. But if you say it, you may not even be a friend. I think this is also a good thing for Obito. Chongwu, Xianglin, you seem to understand? Shueiue, he sees his own shadow in Obito. He obviously likes Sasuke so much, but he always speaks hard every day. She deserves to be single for the rest of her life. Mikoto, Sasuke, treat girls who like you, even if you don't like them. Don't do things that make people sad, understand? Danzo, Hihi, Sasuke directly pierced someone's heart. So there is really no need to be sad now. You can die directly. Fugaku, Akatsuki organizes the Eastern Stronghold, and Obito sees the scene where he mustered up the courage to confess but fails, and there are layers of waves in his heart. Although nearly 20 years have passed, but that scene is still vivid. For this confession failure, he hates no one. Kakashi didn't know about it, and Lin didn't know that he was going to confess. The one who was wrong was the one who couldn't recognize himself. During the actual combat exercise, Obito and Kakashi protected Lin, and then began to resist shurikens from all directions. After some fighting, Obito was hit by a shuriken in the back of his hand. In order not to worry about Lin, he quickly hid his hand behind his back. Small, but that's all. However, Lin has already discovered this detail. He walked up to Obito with a stern face, glared at him and said, "Stretch out your left hand." Obito pretends to be indifferent. Kaido, "It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's just a little scratch. Lick it and it'll be fine." Lin emphasized her tone and said, "Stop talking. Let me see." Reluctantly, Obito had no choice but to hand over his hand, and Lin began to bandage him. "I accidentally neglected it, and I got sand in my eyes." Seeing that Lin was a little unhappy, Obito smiled dryly at Kaido. "Hey, if a man doesn't have 1 or 2 scars on his body, it's too cheap. This time, I will treat it to myself gold-plated." Lin glared at him. "Seriously, Kaido, don't try to hide it from me, because I've been watching you. You promised me to be Hokage. Listen, I also really want to stop this war and save the world. So I decided to watch you by my side. Didn't you say that saving you is the same as saving the world?" Obito trembled all over, nodded aggrievedly, and said, "Mm." Lin encouraged, "With me watching you, it means you can't hide anything from me." Obito nodded with tears in his eyes. "Yeah." Lin clenched her fists and encouraged, "Come on, Obito. Let me see you as a Hokage and save the world. Let's make an appointment." After this part of the video about by Obito was exposed, everyone finally understood why Obito fell in love with Lin. Because Lin was worth everything he had to give to like her. On Lin's body, she showed strength, tenderness, and caring for others as a girl. Little Sakura, I can understand why Obito likes Lin, who wouldn't love such a girl. Ino, I can only say that if Obito can really become Hokage, Lin can take half of the credit. Tanion, for a boy like Obito, what he needs is encouragement. Temari, some people may think that Lin is a central air conditioner, but she never said that she likes Obito from the beginning. She treats Obito as a kind of elder sister taking care of her younger brother. No one really thinks she is a green TW****re. Haitu. It's really a pity. If Lin also likes Obito, then their relationship will be complete. However, feelings cannot be forced. Samui, Black Obito is very smart. He directly took Lin down, so that this situation will not happen. Mabui, no, Black Obito is more complicated. He is having affairs with several girls at the same time. He is a proper scumbag. In terms of love, he is not as good as White Obito. Jiraiya. You're wrong, that's called rain and dew, giving every girl a home. Tsunade. Screw you, shameless guy. You should have died on a woman's belly earlier. Save my old lady from being sad for you for so long. Chapter 25. And you, my friend, you are the real hero. At the beginning of World War III, Obito and others followed Namake's Minato to perform the task of destroying the god of destruction. On the way, both Minato and Rin gave Kakashi a gift from Jonin, but Obito didn't give it at all because of his quarrel, and he didn't have any presents to hand. Later attacked by the magic leeches, the three of Obito and Minato split into two groups. On the way to Canopy Bridge, Rock Shinobi and Oishi ambushed the three of them and took the opportunity to capture Lin. Seeing this, Obito is anxious to chase after him. But at this time, Kakashi stopped him. Obito, don't chase them. Obito was stunned for a second, then angrily said, Do you know what you just said? Kakashi Kaido. I know. The two of us will continue the mission like this. Where is Lin? What should Lin do? Rescue Lin later. The enemy will definitely want to know our plan and will not kill Lin right away. Moreover, Lin is still a medical ninja, so even if she becomes a prisoner, she will be treated with courtesy. Kakashi explained calmly, the problem is the enemy will know our battle plan, and if the plan is leaked, they will strengthen their vigilance on the bridge. The mission will be even more difficult. Obito questioned, You are imagining that Lin is fine, right? What if the two of them are brainless guys? What is more important than the task now is to rescue Lin? Kakashi, for ninjas, even if you sacrifice your companions, you have to complete the mission. This is the rule. Moreover, if the mission fails because of this, more people may die in the war. Obito clenched his fists and said angrily, Are you guessing? Just because of these things, do you have to abandon a partner who has a lifelong friendship? Don't forget, when you and I were injured, it was Lin who used her medical ninjutsu saved our lives. Without her, you and I would have died long ago. Kakashi's still indifferent Kaido. That's Lin's mission. As soon as this remark came out, Obito couldn't take it any longer. He punched Kakashi to the ground and said angrily, I really still hate you. Kakashi didn't change his face. Whatever you want anyway, I am the captain. You have to follow my instructions. Obito felt worthless for Lin and said in pain, Lin is worried about your safety, so she gave you a medical kit as a gift and even sewed an amulet inside. Kakashi, medical kits and medical ninjutsu are to increase the success rate, but I told you too, the extra things are just a burden. Obito was disappointed. He chuckled and said, Extra things? Kakashi, what ninjas need are props that play a role in the mission. Things like feelings are superfluous. At this moment, Obito was trembling all over. He had no intention of arguing with Kakashi anymore. He gritted his teeth and confirmed, Are you serious? Do you really think so? Kakashi was afraid to look him in the eyes, but thinking of his father's dead back, he was still Kaido. Yeah. Obito let go of Kakashi's collar and said, Enough, you and I are incompatible. I will save Lin myself. Kakashi shouted, You don't understand anything. What will happen to those who break the rules? Obito strode towards the direction where Lin was arrested and said without looking back, I really think White Fang is a hero. Indeed, in the world of ninjas, people who break the rules and regulations are called trash, but not those who cherish their companions are worse than trash. It's all trash anyway. I want to break the rules. If this is not the right ninja, then I will defeat the ninja. In the end, Kakashi and Obito parted ways and went their separate ways. Seeing that Kakashi refused to pick up and save Lin, Naruto Jr. Sakura Choji, these guys are unbelievable. After all, in their eyes, Mr. Kakashi is the kind of person who can risk his life for his companions. But, at that time, Mr. Kakashi was too cold-blooded. He ignored the safety of his companions and wanted to carry out the task. Is this the Mr. Kakashi they knew? Actually, they knew that it must be Hatake Tsukumo's suicide that brought him too much psychological shadow, so that he felt that the pain of giving up the mission was greater than the pain of losing his companions. But, people still don't want to accept that Kakashi will make this choice. On the contrary, the audience applauded Obito's decision. Inoki, although it was our Awagakure ninja who captured Lin, there is no right or wrong in wartime, only positions. Compared with Kakashi, I admire Obito more, because he has not been smoothed by this cruel world. AI. Let's put it this way, in our Cloud Shinobi village, brothers come first, and missions come second. If Obito is a member of our Cloud Shinobi village, Laozi will definitely reward him greatly. Terumi Mei. I can only say that Kakashi has failed Lin's heart for him. Kakashi must be so smart that he has already felt Lin's thoughts for him, but even so, he still refuses to save him. To be honest, he is a bit cold-blooded. Gaara. At this moment, the concepts of white Obito and black Obito have reached the point where they still have a lot in common. Hatake Sakumo. Actually, it's all my fault. If I had a better psychological quality, I wouldn't have left Kakashi and committed suicide. If I hadn't committed suicide, Kakashi wouldn't have become so stubborn, and he wouldn't even be a companion who shared life and death. Go to the rescue. Haitu. Maybe I said before that Obito is a dog licker, a clown in love. But at this moment, he dared to break the rules to save a girl who might not like him. He is really crazy about love. Temari. Obito, and you, my friend, you are the real hero. Chojuro. This time, I really hope Rin can see Obito's sincerity and accept his confession. Lin. Thank you, Obito, you're a nice guy.
Thanks for watching. You can find the next videos in the playlist linked in the info card, directly on my channel, or right here on the screen. And as always, if you have any feedback, feel free to share it in the comments too.